job, and nation appreciates what the security forces are doing. And Pakistan is totally has got defeated in Kashmir. But what they do is they pick up Kashmiri Pandits, target, and make it sure that they show to the world that there is not peace in Kashmir. Modi government is doing great things, but Kashmiri Pandits in general are secured in Kashmir because of these target killings. And now this leaking is a bigger challenge to the community. And so as a community activist, I demand, I have already said, that these employees should be taken as attending the office, attending the school, as they have already written. These employees have written to the government. They have written to their respective principals in schools that they should be treated on duty. Because it's a bigger challenge. We have to curb this terrorism, what we call shikast khorda log hai. These people, they have, security forces have to go more active and to make it sure all these terrorists are taken to task.
Absolutely, sir. Rightly put that. Yes. Please complete your point.
So I would request Lieutenant Governor, government in Kashmir, Lieutenant Governor administration, that they should make it sure that their pay is released, because most of the people, they don't get pay for 4 or 5 months. And one more thing, that all these employees should be treated on duty. We are determined to go back to Kashmir. Kashmir is ours for thousands of years. Kashmiri Pandits will go and return to Kashmir, but we will make it sure these terrorists will go to hell first.
Well, absolutely, sir. Thank you for speaking to us. So, Utpal call there, Kashmiri Pandit activist, saying that the primary demand of the Kashmiri Pandits, that is the security of them, must be addressed by the officials. This, of course, comes after the Lashkar threat to the Kashmiri Pandits was issued, in which 56 Kashmiri Pandits have been mentioned on Lashkar Hitlist, which has the names, address and workplace of the Pandits. We'll slip into a very short break, but lot coming up on the other side of this very short break. A very short break, but on the other side we'll get you details of NSA Ajit Doval attending the first India Central Asia meeting of the National Security Advisors.
Amity has been ranked India's #1 not-for-profit private university for 10 years, with top 10 ranked institutions in management, engineering, biotech, law, masscom, telecom, hospitality, fashion and more. Yet another top ranking for Amity University.
That in itself, this connect underscore the popularity of Narendra Modi with his people.
Amit Shah's huge supporters and cadres can clearly be seen. Chants of Bharat Mata Ki Jai and Jai Shri Ram could clearly be heard.
We are in Jammu, the Resident Commissioner office, where the Kashmiri Pandits are staging protests against the threats that have been issued by the terror group, the Resistance Front. We are in Jammu, the Resident Commissioner office, where the Kashmiri Pandits are staging protests, and this protest is against the threats that have been issued by the terror group, the Resistance Front. The terror group has issued a list of 56 Kashmiri Pandit employees. This Kashmiri Pandit community has been on the target of the terror group for a long, and yesterday itself they have issued another threat to these Kashmiri Pandit employees.
Congress party claims that the Prime Minister and the Home Minister of the country walking after casting vote, they are comparing it to a roadshow.
The Samajwadi Party has complained, and they have said that a lot of voters are not being allowed to cast their ballots, not just on the Election Commission, also on the ruling BJP in the state.
Dramatic fight inside the Senegal Parliament, and there are chaotic scenes there you can see in the Parliament. A massive scuffle which has erupted between the lawmakers.
The 10th anniversary of the former Chief Minister of Tamil Nadu, J. Jayalalitha. V.K. Shashikala, along with her cadres, have gathered here to pay respects to the former Chief Minister of Tamil Nadu.
BJP's focus is now on 2024 Lok Sabha election, and before that, a two-day strategy meet is underway here in the national capital at BJP headquarters. That in itself, this connect underscore the popularity of Narendra Modi with his people.
Amit Shah's huge supporters and cadres can clearly be seen. Chants of Bharat Mata Ki Jai and Jai Shri Ram could clearly be heard.
We are in Jammu, the Resident Commissioner Office, where the Kashmiri Pandits are staging protests against the threats that have been issued by the terror group, the Resistance Front. We are in Jammu, the Resident Commissioner Office, where the Kashmiri Pandits are staging protests, and this protest is against the threats that have been issued by the terror group, the Resistance Front. The terror group has issued a list of 56 Kashmiri Pandit employees. This Kashmiri Pandit community has been on the target of the terror group for a long, and yesterday itself they have issued another threat to these Kashmiri Pandit employees.
Congress party claims that the Prime Minister and the Home Minister of the country walking after casting votes, they are comparing it to a roadshow.
The Samajwadi Party has complained, and they have said that a lot of voters are not being allowed to cast their ballots, not just on the Election Commission, also on the ruling BJP in the state.
Dramatic fight inside the Senegal Parliament, and there are chaotic scenes there you can see in the Parliament. A massive scuffle which has erupted between the lawmakers.
The 10th anniversary of the former Chief Minister.
Fulfill obligations enshrined in the relevant counter-terrorism conventions and protocols, and refrain from providing any form of support to entities or persons involved in terrorist acts. Excellencies, connectivity with the Central Asian countries remain a key priority for India. We stand ready to cooperate, invest, and build connectivity in the region. While expanding connectivity, it is important to ensure that connectivity initiatives are consultative, transparent, and participatory, with respect for sovereignty and territorial integrity of all countries. With these words, I once again welcome all of you.
मेरी नजरों से चुना, तेरी हरकतों से सुना, कभी जीती तू, कभी मैं हारा, फिर भी खूबसूरत है ये नजारा, क्योंकि इसमें है खुला
कुछ मेरा, कुछ तुम्हारा।
अमेजिंग स्पेसेस के लिए ग्रीन लैम्प लैमिनेट्स, कुछ मेरा, कुछ तुम्हारा।
We are in Jammu, the Resident Commissioner Office, where the Kashmiri Pandits are staging protests, and this protest is against the threats that have been issued by the terror group, the Resistance Front. The terror group has issued a list of 56 Kashmiri Pandit employees. This Kashmiri Pandit community has been on the target of the terror group for a long, and yesterday itself they have issued another threat to these Kashmiri Pandit employees.
Congress party claims that the Prime Minister and the Home Minister of the country walking after casting votes, they are comparing it to a roadshow.
The Samajwadi Party has complained, and they have said that a lot of voters are not being allowed to cast their ballots, not just on the Election Commission, also on the ruling BJP in the state.
Dramatic fight inside the Senegal Parliament, and there are chaotic scenes there you can see in the Parliament. A massive scuffle which has erupted between the lawmakers.
The 10th anniversary of the former Chief Minister of Tamil Nadu, J. Jayalalitha. VK Shashikala, along with her cadres, have gathered here to pay respects to the former Chief Minister of Tamil Nadu.
BJP's focus is now on 2024 Lok Sabha election, and before that, a two-day strategy meet is underway here in national capital at BJP headquarters. That in itself, this connect underscore the popularity of Narendra Modi with his people.
Amit Shah's huge supporters and cadres can clearly be seen. Chants of Bharat Mata Ki Jai and Jai Shri Ram could clearly be heard.
We are in Jammu, the Resident Commissioner Office, where the Kashmiri Pandits are staging protests against the threats that have been issued by the terror group, the Resistance Front. We are in Jammu, the Resident Commissioner Office, where the Kashmiri Pandits are staging protest, and this protest is against the threats that have been issued by the terror group, the Resistance Front. The terror group has issued a list of 56 Kashmiri Pandit employees. This Kashmiri Pandit community has been on the target of the terror group for a long, and yesterday itself they have issued another threat to these Kashmiri Pandit employees.
Congress party claims that the Prime Minister and the Home Minister of the country walking after casting votes, they are comparing it to a roadshow.
The Samajwadi Party has complained, and they have said that a lot of voters are not being allowed to cast their ballots, not just on the Election Commission, also on the ruling BJP in the state.
Dramatic fight inside the Senegal Parliament, and there are chaotic scenes there you can see in the Parliament. A massive scuffle which has erupted between the lawmakers.
The 10th anniversary of the former Chief Minister of Tamil Nadu, J. Jayalalitha. VK Shashikala, along with her cadres, have gathered here to pay respects to the former Chief Minister of Tamil Nadu.
BJP's focus is now on 2024 Lok Sabha election, and before that, a two-day strategy meet is underway here in national capital at BJP headquarters.
Quick roundup of news in brief. Officials state that for the first time, India will host a conclave of top security officials of Kazakhstan, Kyrgyzstan, Tajikistan and even Uzbekistan, focusing on the evolving security situation in Afghanistan and looking at ways to deal with threat of terrorism emanating from those countries. Days after her name emerged in Delhi liquor scam case, TRS, MLC and Chief Minister KCR's daughter K. Kavita has responded saying that she's gone through the contents of the FIR and that her name does not figure in any manner in the FIR. K. Kavita has further stated that she will cooperate with the investigation. Meanwhile, Congress leader MP Rahul Gandhi has accused the BJP and the RSS of ignoring the invocations of Jai Siya Ram while acknowledging both Lord Ram and Goddess Sita. Coming up on the other side, details of the key BJP meet in the national capital as BJP plans roadmap for 2024.
Congress party claims that the Prime Minister and the Home Minister of the country walking after casting votes, they are comparing it to a roadshow.
The Samajwadi Party has complained, and they have said that a lot of voters are not being allowed to cast their ballots, not just on the Election Commission, also on the ruling BJP in the state.
Dramatic fight inside the Senegal Parliament, and there are chaotic scenes there you can see in the Parliament. A massive scuffle which has erupted between the lawmakers.
The 10th anniversary of the former Chief Minister of Tamil Nadu, J. Jayalalitha. VK Shashikala, along with her cadres, have gathered here to pay respects to the former Chief Minister of Tamil Nadu.
BJP's focus is now on 2024 Lok Sabha election, and before that, a two-day strategy meet is underway here in national capital at BJP headquarters. That in itself, disconnect underscore the popularity of Narendra Modi with his people.
Amit Shah's huge supporters and cadres can clearly be seen. Chants of Bharat Mata Ki Jai and Jai Shri Ram could clearly be heard.
We are in Jammu, the Resident Commissioner office, where the Kashmiri Pandits are staging protests against the threats that have been issued by the terror group, the Resistance Front. We are in Jammu, the Resident Commissioner office, where the Kashmiri Pandits are staging protests, and this protest is against the threats that have been issued by the terror group, the Resistance Front. The terror group has issued a list of 56 Kashmiri Pandit employees. This Kashmiri Pandit community has been on the target of the terror group for a long, and yesterday itself they have issued another threat to these Kashmiri Pandit employees.
Congress party claims that the Prime Minister and the Home Minister of the country walking after casting votes, they are comparing it to a roadshow.
The Samajwadi Party has complained and they have said that a lot of voters are not being allowed to cast their ballots, not just on the Election Commission, also on the ruling BJP in the state.
Dramatic fight inside the Senegal Parliament, and there are chaotic scenes there you can see in the Parliament. A massive scuffle which has erupted between the lawmakers.
The 10th anniversary of the former Chief Minister of Tamil Nadu, LeT, VK Shashikala, along with her cadres, have gathered here to pay respects to the former Chief Minister of Tamil Nadu.
BJP's focus is now on 2024 Lok Sabha election, and before that, a two-day strategy meet is underway here in National Capital at BJP headquarters. That in itself, disconnect underscore the popularity of Narendra Modi with his people.
Amit Shah's huge supporters and cadres can clearly be seen. Chants of Bharat Mata Ki Jai and Jai Shri Ram could clearly be heard.
We are in Jammu, the Resident Commissioner office, where the Kashmiri Pandits are staging protests against the threats that have been issued by the terror group, the Resistance Front. We are in Jammu, the Resident Commissioner office, where the Kashmiri Pandits are staging protests, and this protest is against the threats that have been issued by the terror group, the Resistance Front. The terror group has issued a list of 56 Kashmiri Pandit employees. This Kashmiri Pandit community has been on the target of the terror group for a long, and yesterday itself they have issued another threat to these Kashmiri Pandit employees.
Good morning and welcome. You are watching Live and Breaking on Republic TV. I'm Nupur Talwar Suri. We begin with a look at the top headlines we're tracking here. Politics begins over the G20 theme. The CPIM Secretary Sitaram Yechury questions the G20 theme. Tension simmers in Uttar Pradesh's Mathura. Heavy security deployment in the city. The Central Asian countries conclave begins. It is the third such anti-terror global security conference being held in India. Second day of the key BJP meeting in the national capital as the BJP chalks out its roadmap for 2024. Top leaders pay tribute to Bala Sahib Ambedkar on his death anniversary. Well, our top story this hour, the CPIM General Secretary Sitaram Yechury Monday questioned the credibility of the One Earth, One Family theme of India's G20 presidency, claiming the alarming levels of communal polarization is destroying the foundation of the declaration announced by the Prime Minister. So Sitaram Yechury over there saying that there are alarming levels of polarization that are taking place and it is essentially destroying the foundations of the declaration that was announced by the Prime Minister. The concept of Vasudeva Kutumbakayam does not mean imposing uniformity but recognition of a global family where social pluralities are celebrated, said a statement that's been released by the party on Yechury's intervention at the meeting held at the Rashtrapati Bhavan on Monday to discuss India's preparations for the G20 summit. He says, and I quote, "The credibility of the theme announced by the Prime Minister is crucially dependent upon creating a society and a political culture which is based on equality for all. The current alarming levels of communal polarization based on a vicious campaign of hate, terror and violence destroy the foundations of the declaration announced by the PM. Our economic slowdown is plunging deeper with alarmingly growing levels of unemployment and poverty." He further said that social injustices against women, Dalits, Adivasis and marginal sections of society are multiplying, and the constitutional guarantees of democratic rights and civil liberties are severely circumscribed by treating all expressions of dissent as anti-national. Yechury also seemed to play down the excitement being built around India's G20 presidency, stating that it is a rotating presidency. Every country in the G20 will automatically be the president when their term comes. He said the realization of the theme announced by the government will be determined by correcting these current alarming trends in social, political and economic spheres. The government must work towards realizing this objective if the world has to recognize these declared objectives of India's G20 presidency. This has been released in a press note to the media. Now, India, of course, has officially assumed the G20 presidency on the 1st of December. Now, Prime Minister Narendra Modi on Monday chaired an all-party meeting on the sidelines of the ongoing G20 Sherpa meeting. In the high-level meeting in Delhi, the Prime Minister was accompanied by the Union Home Minister Amit Shah, along with the West Bengal Chief Minister Mamata Banerjee, Tamil Nadu's Chief Minister M.K. Stalin, Andhra Pradesh's Chief Minister Jagan Mohan Reddy and his Delhi counterpart Arvind Kejriwal.
Second day of G20 Sherpa meet concluded yesterday. The second day's first ever Sherpa meeting aimed at collaborations between developing countries, global south and advanced economies. The day 2 of G20 India Sherpa's meeting began with a session of technological transformation with the working groups on digital economy, health and education.
Peace and harmony, our motto, our theme of one earth, one family, one future is because we believe that we are all part of one cosmos web. We may have different political views, we may have different economic models, but we ultimately are all part of one universe, and that's one cosmos. And therefore, it's necessary to break geographical boundaries to bring peace and harmony in the world.
The G20 Sherpa meeting colored the town of Udaipur. Happiness, positivity and vibrant colors of incredible India donned the faces of G20 Sherpas in the city. The Sherpas were greeted with vibrant Rajasthani culture. Meanwhile, on the sidelines of the Sherpa meeting in Udaipur, Prime Minister Modi chaired an all-party meet in the national capital's Rashtrapati Bhavan. The meeting on Monday, December 5th, was chaired to brief the leaders about the government's approach. Odisha Chief Minister Naveen Patnaik, Home Minister Amit Shah, West Bengal Chief Minister Mamata Banerjee and EAM Jai Shankar were few of the many leaders who attended the meeting.
The Prime Minister, as you know, has called a meeting as for the G20 this evening here at Delhi. I've been invited to that meeting and I will be attending, and I'm delighted that India has got the slot of chairmanship for the G20 this year.
Minister of External Affairs Jai Shankar, on the sidelines of the G20 meet, also met with German Foreign Minister Anna Baerbock. Both leaders discussed Ukraine conflict, the Indo-Pacific region, and the developments in Afghanistan.
I think we have met on a number of occasions at the Intergovernmental Commission, at the Munich Security Conference, at Paris during the Bali meeting, on the sidelines of the UN General Assembly. So it's really been a very intensive but a very rewarding interaction throughout this year. And I'm truly glad that we are concluding that, Minister, with your visit to India. I know that there's been a bit of a gap since you were last here in your personal capacity, and I'm happy that you will also have a chance tomorrow to go around a little bit and see some of the changes which have taken place here.
Both leaders also signed an agreement on the comprehensive migration and mobility partnership.
Thank you very much for the warm welcome you have given me here in New Delhi. I started my visit to India today, as many have done before me, at the Memorial Gandhi Smriti, and I've always been deeply moved by India's rich history, but when I followed Gandhi's last steps today, I became acutely aware of the fact that India's path towards independence truly was not an easy one. Today, almost 75 years after the murder of Gandhi, there is a close bond between our democracies, a bond that unites us on the basis of shared values: human rights, freedom, democracy, trust in an order based on the law.
While India outshines its power, BJP National President JP Nadda lauded the efforts made by Narendra Modi-led government in ensuring India gets the G20 presidency for the period of an entire year. Bureau Report, Republic TV.
News in brief now. India will host the conclave of top security officials of Kazakhstan, Kyrgyzstan, Tajikistan and Uzbekistan, focusing on the evolving security situation in Afghanistan and looking at ways to deal with the threat of terrorism emanating from these countries. Days after her name emerged in the Delhi liquor scam case, the TRS MLC and daughter of the Chief Minister KCR, K. Kavita, has responded, saying that she's gone through the contents of the FIR and that her name does not figure in any manner. K. Kavita further stated that she will cooperate with the investigation. Congress leader Rahul Gandhi has accused the BJP and the RSS of ignoring invocations of Hey Ram and Jai Siya Ram, which acknowledges both Lord Ram and Goddess Sita. A 5-judge constitutional bench is set to start hearing a batch of petitions challenging the constitutionality of laws permitting Jallikat, Kambara and the bullock cart race in states like Tamil Nadu, Karnataka and Maharashtra. The Supreme Court has pulled up the Punjab government on the drug menace, asking the state why law enforcement is not effective. Further, the top court warned the Punjab government of the danger to the youth. Prime Minister Modi has inaugurated and addressed the BJP's two-day office bearers meeting in Delhi. In his address, the Prime Minister proposed a Sneha Milan initiative to boost connections with the country's border villages. The BJP's National Vice President Raman Singh said that the Prime Minister held discussions on a range of subjects, including vibrant border villages. And the Shiva Sena chief Uddhav Thackeray says that they will hold a morcha on the 17th of December from Jigamata Udyan to the Azad Maidan in Mumbai against the current state of government and the governor. He further appealed to all those who love Maharashtra to come together against those who have insulted the state. Now, the BJP is poised to sweep Gujarat and has an edge over the Congress party in the tough fight in Himachal Pradesh. Exit polls have predicted on Monday. Now, the exit polls predicted that the BJP is on course for a handsome victory in Gujarat and could create a record in terms of the number of seats won. They also predicted that the Aam Aadmi Party will open its account in Gujarat and will finish third behind the Congress and the BJP.
It was a high-profile battle in Gujarat. It was a hotly contested fight in Himachal. And now the polling is over. The P-Mark exit polls predicts a record-breaking win for the BJP in Gujarat.
पिछली बार 99 सीटें मिली थी, हम प्रोजेक्ट कर रहे हैं कि बीजेपी जा रहा है 128 से लेके 148 यानी कि 138 के हाफ पे मार्क है और उनको वोट शेयर वहां पे 48.2%, यानी कि हर दो में से हर एक वोट बीजेपी के लिए गई है और कांग्रेस पार्टी तो बिल्कुल बर्बाद हो गई, कांग्रेस पार्टी खत्म हो चुकी।
And in Himachal, the P-Mark establishes that BJP will duck the alternating party trend.
मतलब यह 4.4% वोट बीजेपी के कम हुए हैं, मगर स्टोरी ये भी है कि कांग्रेस पार्टी तो वही 42 के 42 पर रही। कांग्रेस पार्टी को अगर और 3% वोट मिल जाते तो कांग्रेस सरकार बना लेती इजीली। और सबसे बड़ी बात यह है कि जो बात मैंने कही, ये आम आदमी पार्टी कहाँ है? बिल्कुल 2.8% वोट है, यानी कि पूरा सफाया हो गया।
Aam Aadmi Party has become a footnote this election after being projected to get a single-digit tally.
मैं तो ये मानता हूँ कि एग्जिट पोल के जो नतीजे हैं, एग्जैक्ट पोल में जब नतीजे आएंगे तो वो इससे बिल्कुल भिन्न होंगे, अलग होंगे, खासतौर से गुजरात के मामले में। गुजरात में अप्रत्याशित परिणाम आएगा, जिसकी किसी ने उम्मीद नहीं की होगी, ऐसा परिणाम आएगा।
The poll of the polls are clear. The BJP is projected to be a clear winner.
भारतीय जनता पार्टी गुजरात विधानसभा का इलेक्शन जो लड़ रही थी वो सरकार बनाने के लिए नहीं लड़ रही थी और रिकॉर्ड करने के लिए लड़ रही थी। और पार्टी के बजाय जब मतदाता ये लड़ाई अपने ऊपर ले लेते हैं तो एक रिकॉर्ड बनता है। तो इस बार भारतीय जनता पार्टी की सरकार रिकॉर्ड सीटों के साथ बनेगी, ये मेरा मानना है।
The real contest is to determine who is the biggest loser, the Congress or the Aam Aadmi Party.
देखिए, एग्जिट पोल जो आ रहे हैं, मैं भी अभी देख रहा हूँ, तो उसमें जो नज़र आ रहा है तो किसी में कांग्रेस पार्टी की सरकार को कुछ कम सीटें दिखाई गई है, किसी में ज़्यादा दिखाई गई है। मैं दावे के साथ कह सकता हूँ कि हिमाचल प्रदेश में कांग्रेस की पूर्ण बहुमत की सरकार बनेगी और ये दावा हमारी फील्ड रिपोर्ट के हिसाब से है। जो हमारे विधानसभा के ओपिनियन लीडर होते हैं, कार्यकर्ता होते हैं, उन सब से राय मशवरा करने के बाद कांग्रेस पार्टी पूर्ण बहुमत की सरकार बना रही है और वो पूर्ण बहुमत की सरकार बना ही नहीं रही बल्कि लैंडस्लाइड विक्ट्री की और भी जाएगी। 8 तारीख को आपके सामने इसका परिणाम आ जाएगा।
एग्जिट पोल से कई गुना ज़्यादा आम आदमी पार्टी का रिजल्ट आएगा 8 तारीख को और उस दिन पता चल जाएगा। मैं 100% मान रहा हूँ कि भाजपा गुजरात में सरकार नहीं बना रही है। हमारे जो आकलन है फर्स्ट फेज का, वो 51+ का तो फर्स्ट फेज का है हमारा आकलन। और आप भी, आपके दोस्त होंगे सेंट्रल हाईवे में पूछ लेना, भाजपा को फर्स्ट फेज में 30 सीटें मिल रही है। तो और आकलन इसलिए भी करना मुश्किल होता है कि जब आकलन करते हैं, पूछते हैं, उसमें करते हैं तो 2017 की कांग्रेस, 2017 की भाजपा देखते हैं, लेकिन 2021 में जो स्थिति हुई वो देख नहीं पाते हैं।
And as the last elections of 2023 concludes, it's the Mission 2024 in focus. Meanwhile, Republic P-Mark exit poll predicts super sweep for the BJP in Gujarat. Will the party break its own record? Bureau Report, Republic TV.
Now, in fact, after the mega controversy over Rahul Gandhi's Siaram comment, the BJP has lashed out at Rahul Gandhi. The Uttar Pradesh Deputy Chief Minister Brajesh Pathak has said that Rahul Gandhi does not know Hindu culture. Do remember that the Congress leader Rahul Gandhi had accused the BJP and the RSS of ignoring the invocations of Hey Ram and Jai Siya Ram. which acknowledges both Lord Ram and Goddess Sita.
दरअसल राहुल गांधी को पता ही नहीं कि हिंदू धर्म क्या होता है। वो किस ढंग से हिंदू धर्म की व्याख्या कर सकते हैं, उनको खुद का ही धर्म का ज्ञान नहीं है। कोट पर जनेऊ पहनने वाला व्यक्ति हिंदू धर्म की व्याख्या बिल्कुल नहीं कर सकता। उनको पता ही नहीं है कि श्री राम में कितनी बड़ी ताकत है और सियाराम में कितनी बड़ी ताकत है। वो केवल वोट लेने के लिहाज से हिंदू धर्म के इन हमारे जो धर्म वाक्य हैं, जो आशीर्वाद लेने के लिए हम लोग कहते हैं, उनका उच्चारण कर रहे हैं। उनको तो गुड मॉर्निंग और गुड इवनिंग से फुर्सत नहीं।
All right, so that was a comment that was coming in from the Deputy Chief Minister of Uttar Pradesh, Brajesh Pathak, who has hit out at Rahul Gandhi. Rahul Gandhi, of course, during a meeting had in fact accused the BJP and the RSS of ignoring the invocations of Hey Ram and Jai Siya Ram. The BJP leader Brajesh Pathak, of course, now says that Rahul Gandhi has no idea about Hindu culture. So this is a reaction that we are getting from the BJP to Rahul Gandhi, saying that the BJP does not respect Sita. Essentially, Rahul Gandhi had said that the BJP has ignored the invocations of Hey Ram and Jai Siya Ram, which at the same time acknowledge both Lord Ram and Goddess Sita. So the BJP over there coming out and saying that Rahul Gandhi does not understand Hindu religion, and this is the reaction that we are getting to Rahul Gandhi attacking the BJP yesterday. The Deputy Chief Minister of Uttar Pradesh coming out and saying that Rahul Gandhi does not understand Hinduism.
पहली बात यह है कि 2014 से लेके जब से बीजेपी आई है।
All right, so reactions over there coming into Rahul Gandhi's comment yesterday. Do remember that at a public meeting he had said that the BJP says Jai Shri Ram and not Jai Siya Ram. Now, in a significant development, the TRS MLC, K. Kavita, has sought the deferment of the CBI's questioning in the Delhi liquor policy scam case. She has been previously told to appear before the CBI on the 6th of December. Here's more.
As the investigation in Delhi liquor scam widens, Chief Minister KCR's daughter and TRS MLC K. Kavita has now sought deferment of CBI questioning in Delhi liquor policy scam case. Kavita has been told to appear before the CBI today. Kavita sought a deferment soon after she promised to cooperate with the investigation. Earlier in the day, she claims that her name does not figure in any matter.
Few days back, K. Kavita had sought and complaint copy from the CBI officials into the matter, and now replying to the CBI officials, K. Kavita in a letter has stated that she has carefully gone through the FIR and also the names which have been included, whereas she also further went on to state that her name does not figure in any way into that letter. But however, she continues to state that she will cooperate in the investigation, and also as further in the letter it has been mentioned that she cannot meet them on the 6th of December. K. Kavita has given few other dates, that is including 11th and 12th and 14th and 15th of December, where she can meet the CBI officials at her residence in Hyderabad.
K. Kavita was named by the Enforcement Directorate in a court filed over its investigation into the now scrapped Delhi liquor policy. It is same Liquorgate case in which Manish Sisodia, the Deputy Chief Minister, is named as accused number 1.
साइड में मुझ पे दबाव बनाया गया कि आप छोड़ दो, आप में क्यों हो? मैंने कहा क्यों? बोले ये केस आपके ऊपर ऐसे चलते रहेंगे, नहीं तो। मैंने कहा इस केस में तो है नहीं, ये तो खत्म हो जाएंगे। तो मुझे कहा गया कि साइड में कि सत्येंद्र जैन के पास कौन से केस हैं? सत्येंद्र जैन के ऊपर कौन से सच्चे केस हैं? वो भी चल रहे हैं। 6 महीने वो जेल रह सकते हैं तो 6 महीने आप भी रह सकते हो।
While Kavita is asking for more time, the question arises, why avoid questioning if there is nothing wrongdoing? Bureau Report, Republic TV.
And back news just coming in, we are now learning that IT officials are conducting raids and searches in houses and offices belonging to the Vamsi Ram builders. IT officials are conducting searches at various locations in Hyderabad. These are just pictures that we are now accessing of where these raids are being conducted. Aneri has more details on this. Aneri, tell us more, please.
We have been learning is that IT officials have.
All right, we seem to have lost that audio connection with the Aneri. We're going to try and get her back in just a bit, but pictures on your screen are of the locations where these IT raids and searches are being conducted in Hyderabad. What we're given to understand is that the group against which raids are being conducted is involved in real estate. We don't know why these offices of these builders are being raided by the IT officials. These are pictures that we are getting. These are exclusive pictures that we've been able to access. Aneri joins us from Hyderabad on this. She has more details. Good morning, Aneri. Tell us more, please.
Well, Nupur, what we have been learning is that now IT officials are conducting searches and raids are being conducted at houses and offices of Vamsi Ram Builders, which is one of the topmost real estate companies here in the state of Telangana, where we have been seeing that IT officials are conducting raids at near about 15 locations, is what we are being told, including Jubilee Hills and Banjara Hills areas also are few of the locations which are included where IT officials are conducting raids. And also what we are being told is that this has been going on since early morning. These raids are being conducted since early morning, and also this is Vamsi Ram Builders is one of the topmost real estate companies here in the state of Telangana, but yet we are still yet to know what exactly is the reason behind this IT raids which are being conducted here at the Vamsi Ram Builders house and offices. More details are awaited in that regard.
All right. Aneri, thank you very much for joining us with those details. So Aneri telling us about the raids that are being conducted in Hyderabad. These are raids that are being conducted across locations. You are watching Republic TV. We slip into a very short break. On the other side, more news, including Central Asian countries. Conclave begins in New Delhi. The third such anti-terror global security conference being held in India. And it's the second day of the key BJP meeting in the national capital as the BJP plans a roadmap for 2024.
मेरी नजरों से चुना, तेरी हरकतों से सुना, कभी जीती तू, कभी मैं हारा, फिर भी खूबसूरत है ये नजारा, क्योंकि इसमें है खुला
कुछ मेरा, कुछ तुम्हारा।
अमेजिंग स्पेसेस के लिए ग्रीन लैम लैमिनेट्स, कुछ मेरा, कुछ तुम्हारा।
The 10th anniversary of the former Chief Minister of Tamil Nadu, J. Jayalalitha. VK Shashikala, along with her cadres, have gathered here to pay respects to the former Chief Minister of Tamil Nadu.
BJP's focus is now on 2024 Lok Sabha election, and before that, a two-day strategy meet is underway here in national capital at BJP headquarters.
That in itself, this connect underscore the popularity of Narendra Modi with his people.
Amit Shah's huge supporters and cadres can clearly be seen. Chants of Bharat Mata Ki Jai and Jai Shri Ram could clearly be heard.
We are in Jammu, the Resident Commissioner office, where the Kashmiri Pandits are staging protests against the threats that have been issued by the terror group, the Resistance Front. We are in Jammu, the Resident Commissioner office, where the Kashmiri Pandits are staging protest, and this protest is against the threats that have been issued by the terror group, the Resistance Front. The terror group has issued a list of 56 Kashmiri Pandit employees. This Kashmiri Pandit community has been on the target of the terror group for a long, and yesterday itself they have issued another threat to these Kashmiri Pandit employees.
Congress party claims that the Prime Minister and the Home Minister of the country walking after casting votes, they are comparing it to a roadshow.
The Samajwadi Party has complained, and they have said that a lot of voters are not being allowed to cast their ballots, not just on the Election Commission, also on the ruling BJP in the state.
Dramatic fight inside the Senegal Parliament, and there are chaotic scenes there you can see in the Parliament. A massive scuffle which has erupted between the lawmakers.
The 10th anniversary of the former Chief Minister of Tamil Nadu, LeT, VK Shashikala, along with her cadres, have gathered here to pay respects to the former Chief Minister of Tamil Nadu.
BJP's focus is now on 2024 Lok Sabha election, and before that, a two-day strategy meet is underway here in national capital at BJP headquarters.
That in itself, this connect underscore the popularity of Narendra Modi with his people.
Amit Shah's huge supporters and cadres can clearly be seen. Chants of Bharat Mata Ki Jai and Jai Shri Ram could clearly be heard.
We are in Jammu, the Resident Commissioner office, where the Kashmiri Pandits are staging protests against the threats that have been issued by the terror group, the Resistance Front. We are in Jammu, the Resident Commissioner office, where the Kashmiri Pandits are staging protest, and this protest is against the threats that have been issued by the terror group, the Resistance Front. The terror group has issued a list of 56 Kashmiri Pandit employees. This Kashmiri Pandit community has been on the target of the terror group for a long, and yesterday itself they have issued another threat to
Politics begins over the G20 theme. The CPIM Secretary Sitaram Yechury questions the theme. Tension simmers in Uttar Pradesh's Mathura, heavy security deployment in the city. Central Asian countries conclave begins. Third such anti-terror global security conference is now being held in India. It is the second day of the key BJP meeting in the national capital as the BJP plans its roadmap for 2024. Top leaders across the country now pay their tributes to Baba Saheb Ambedkar on his death anniversary. News is coming in. We are now learning that a Pakistani drone has been pushed back by the BSF after it fired on the drone. We are given to understand that this drone is believed to have carried narcotics consignment. We are told that about 2.5 kgs of narcotics have been recovered from the Kalia village in Taran, Punjab. And this narcotics consignment, which has been recovered, is worth about 10 crore rupees in the international market. So this is yet another drone incident that is being reported from Punjab. Pictures on your screen right now are of this attempt that has been made by Pakistan to drop a huge narcotics consignment. We are given to understand that the BSF actually was able to detect the entry of this drone and fired upon it, after which it was able to recover this narcotics consignment. We are given to understand that it's about 2.5 kgs that has been recovered, and the price of this in the international market is about 10 crore rupees. The pictures on your screen are of this drone, which of course broke up after it was fired upon by the BSF. Do remember that drones coming in from Pakistani territory have become a major security concern for Indian security forces. We've been reporting incidents of this kind which have been brought into focus in areas in Punjab as well as Jammu and Kashmir. Several of these instances have been reported in the past as well. This one, of course, was carrying a consignment of narcotics. Gursimran is reporting live on this. He joins us. Good morning, Gursimran. Give us more details of what we are picking up. We understand that this was a huge consignment of narcotics that was being pushed from across the border.
Yes, it was a narcotics consignment weighing about 2.5 kilogram of heroin, the international market worth of which is somewhat around 12.5 crore rupees that has now been recovered by the Border Security Force. And important to mention that the forces have also recovered the drone that has come to drop this consignment. See, earlier yesterday night at around 10, there was a humming sound of a drone that was noticed by the Border Security Force in the Taran Taran, after which the drone was fired upon, and initial searches, the recovery of heroin was made, 2.5 kilogram of heroin, and post that the searches, during morning searches, the drone has been recovered at around 8:30 in the morning, and this is a quadcopter that was sent by the Pakistani side. It was found in a broken condition in a field very near to the place of recovery of the narcotics. So this is a big success coming for the Border Security Force as they managed to bring down another drone, and this takes the total number of drones being shot down by the BSF in the present year to the 20 drones. And if we speak of last 1 week, the total number of drones that have been brought down is somewhat near 5 to 6 drones being shot down by the BSF. So this is a big success coming for the Border Security Force on the Punjab borders, where regular attempts are being made by the Pakistani side to push in drones for dropping weapons, narcotics, as well as cash into the Indian territory, so that they can destabilize Punjab as well as the parts of Jammu and Kashmir. 2 days prior to the developments that have taken place, Director General of Jammu and Kashmir Police Dilbagh Singh himself said that the drones that are bringing narcotics in Punjab and the money that is being minted from the sale of the narcotics is being used to fuel terrorism in Jammu and Kashmir. So narcotics being sent in Punjab and its link with the terrorism in Jammu and Kashmir has been established by the security agencies, and now this comes as a big success, as around 12 crore rupees that were to be pushed into the terror funding have been thwarted, and a machine that was carrying this trade of terror from Pakistan to India has been brought down.
All right, Gursimran reporting on that from Jammu. Thank you very much for bringing us details. So Gursimran over there bringing us the latest input on an incident that has been reported from Punjab. Prime Minister Modi on Monday inaugurated and addressed the BJP's 2-day office bearers meeting in Delhi. In his address, the Prime Minister proposed a Sneha Milan initiative to boost connection with the country's border villages. The BJP's National Vice President Raman Singh said that the Prime Minister held discussions on a range of subjects. The External Affairs Minister, Dr. S. Jaishankar, has signed an agreement on the Comprehensive Migration and Mobility Partnership with the German Foreign Minister Annalena Baerbock in New Delhi. Jaishankar welcomed the visiting German Foreign Minister, who began her 2-day visit to India on the 5th of December. During this visit of the German Foreign Minister, wide-ranging issues were discussed, including the Ukraine conflict, the Indo-Pacific region, and developments in Afghanistan. Addressing a joint press conference, Jaishankar said that both ministers have also touched upon issues including reforms to the UN Security Council and India's G20 presidency. Days after her name was emerged in the Delhi liquor scam, the TRS MLC and Chief Minister KCR's daughter K. Kavita has responded, saying that she's gone through the contents of the FIR and her name does not figure in any manner. K. Kavita further said that she will cooperate with the investigation. The Supreme Court has pulled up the Punjab government over the drug menace in the state, saying that the police isn't doing enough. The court has also warned Punjab over the loss of its youth. On the intervening night of the 3rd and 4th of December, the BSF observed a rogue drone entering from Pakistan into Indian territory along the international border in the Amritsar sector. According to police officials, the drone fell down after bullets were fired towards it by personnel. Punjab's Agriculture Minister Kuldeep Singh Dhaliwal on Monday said that the state government will roll out a new agriculture policy on the 31st of March 2023. The new agriculture policy will be prepared focusing on geographical situation, soil health, availability of crops and water. Consultations are being held over this with agriculturalists and experts. A group of visiting educationists from Tamil Nadu have praised the Uttar Pradesh Chief Minister Yogi Adityanath's model of good governance and development, calling his work as unprecedented. The Assam Rifles personnel have seized 15 soap cases containing approximately 600 grams of brown sugar worth 42 lakh rupees in the Chandel district. The seized contraband was handed over to the police. China on Monday reasserted its claim of the Taiwan Strait following reports that Canada had planned to sail more warships through the waterway. The Canadian Foreign Minister Melanie Joy had announced this plan earlier. The Chinese Foreign Ministry spokesperson Mao Ning reiterated that China has sovereignty, sovereign rights and jurisdiction on the Taiwan Straits. And the CPIM General Secretary Sitaram Yechury on Monday questioned the credibility of the One Earth, One Family theme of India's G20 presidency, claiming alarming levels of communal polarization are destroying the foundations of the declaration. The concept of Vasudhaiva Kutumbakayam does not mean imposing uniformity, but the recognition of a global family where social pluralities are celebrated. This according to a statement released by the party on Yechury's intervention at a meeting that was held at the Rashtrapati Bhavan on Monday to discuss India's preparations for the G20 summit next year. The statement further said that the credibility of the theme announced by the Prime Minister is crucially dependent upon creating a society and a political structure which is based on equality for all. The current alarming levels of communal polarization based on vicious campaign of hate, terror and violence destroy the foundations of the declaration that have been announced by the Prime Minister. The statement goes on to add that our economic slowdown is plunging deeper with alarmingly growing levels of unemployment and poverty. All right, Piyush Mishra joining us on this. Piyush, so Sitaram Yechury essentially and effectively attacking the government over this, going on to say that he believes that there is a large amount of polarization that is taking place and that can't be holding the country in good stead. Tell us more.
Well, certainly, Nupur, this has come at a time when Prime Minister yesterday shared a meeting of all the political parties. In fact, that meeting was called in by the government, where the representatives of all the political parties, be it about the BJP, Congress, CPM, TRS, also Aam Aadmi Party, multiple political parties were taking part in that particular meet, which was chaired by Prime Minister, and this was to apprise the parties about the India getting the presidency of G20, and after which we got to know about this statement which has now been released by CPM's General Secretary Sitaram Yechury, where he is coming out and hitting out at government's One Earth, One Family's theme of G20. In fact, Sitaram Yechury is also saying that this somewhere raises the questions over the alarming polarization which is increasing. So he is questioning the credibility of the theme which India has announced after getting the presidency of G20. We are still waiting for a reaction coming in from the BJP on this, but this is taking place at a time when the entire nation is feeling proud of getting the presidency of G20, when we have already held one meeting there in Rajasthan where multiple members of these countries took part in. Now there are at least 55 meetings. Those are going to take place in the next 1 year, and then in September we will be holding that particular meet in India. And when the nation is feeling proud on this, left is coming out and questioning the theme announced by the government of G20. We'll have to wait and watch how the other political parties are going to react on this. But yesterday the pictures also came out where bonhomie was shared between Prime Minister Narendra Modi and Sitaram Yechury and also D. Raja of left. So that picture somewhere gave some other meaning, some other indications. But after the statement which was released by Sitaram Yechury, somewhere raises a lot of questions of the intention of the left parties as to how are they looking at the presidency which has now been achieved by India as far as G20 is concerned.
Right, absolutely. Now, Piyush, he also seems to play down the excitement being built around the presidency, saying that it is a rotating presidency and every country, and I'm reading from his statement, every country in the G20 will automatically be the president when their turn comes. So, in a sense, also trying to downplay that?
Absolutely. This is not the first party. Left is not the first party which is doing this. Earlier, Jairam Ramesh of Congress Party had also said the same thing, that it is not something big which has been achieved by the nation. It automatically comes to you in a circle. This is what the left party is also echoing. So certainly at one side, India is feeling pride over the presidency of G20. On the other side, we are seeing these opposition political parties coming out and doing politics over this. Yesterday, the meeting also took place. Prime Minister apprised all the political parties about it, and before that, let us also underline that before that particular meeting, a meeting was chaired by Prime Minister in BJP too, where he addressed the BJP workers, where in that particular meeting also Prime Minister spoke about India getting the presidency of G20. In fact, he also requested the workers to reach out to each and every common man to tell about this big achievement and also request people of the country to take part in this. We are already seeing a lot of excitement, lot of encouragement among the people, where people are feeling pride over getting the presidency of G20, but the political parties are coming out, these opposition political parties are coming out and slamming the government, attacking government over this, where Sitaram Yechury says that economy has now dipped down.
Stay with us, Piyush. I'm going to come back to you. Mr. Sirsa on the phone line from the BJP. Mr. Sirsa, good morning. How do you react to criticism that's coming in from the CPIM General Secretary? He says that, and I'm quoting from the statement that's been issued by the CPIM, he says that the current alarming levels of communal polarization based on vicious campaigns of hate, terror and violence destroy the foundations of the declaration announced by the Prime Minister. Mr. Sirsa, do you see this as politicization of the G20 agenda that's been set by India? Well, I don't think we've got Mr. Sirsa with us on this one. I'm going to try once again. Mr. Sirsa, can you hear us? All right, I don't think we've got him yet, but Piyush Mishra continues to bring us the latest on this. And I'm going to go back across on the ground to him. So Piyush, we're of course still awaiting a reaction to come in from the BJP, but we have seen how the Congress has also reacted to this earlier. All right, so that's the statement that has been released by the CPIM General Secretary Sitaram Yechury.
मेरी नजरों से चुना, तेरी हरकतों से सुना। कभी जीती तू, कभी मैं हारा, फिर भी खूबसूरत है ये नजारा, क्योंकि इसमें है खुला
कुछ मेरा, कुछ तुम्हारा।
अमेजिंग स्पेसेस के लिए ग्रीन लैम लैमिनेट्स, कुछ मेरा, कुछ तुम्हारा।
That in itself, this connect underscore the popularity of Narendra Modi with his people.
Amit Shah's huge supporters and cadres can clearly be seen. Chants of Bharat Mata Ki Jai and Jai Shri Ram could clearly be heard.
We are in Jammu, the Resident Commissioner Office, where the Kashmiri Pandits are staging protests against the threats that have been issued by the terror group, the Resistance Front. We are in Jammu, the Resident Commissioner Office, where the Kashmiri Pandits are staging protest, and this protest is against the threats that have been issued by the terror group, the Resistance Front. The terror group has issued a list of 56 Kashmiri Pandit employees. This Kashmiri Pandit community has been on the target of the terror group for a long, and yesterday itself they have issued another threat to these Kashmiri Pandit employees.
Congress party claims that the Prime Minister and the Home Minister of the country walking after casting votes, they are comparing it to a roadshow.
The Samajwadi Party has complained, and they have said that a lot of voters are not being allowed to cast their ballots, not just on the Election Commission, also on the ruling BJP in the state.
Dramatic fight inside the Senegal Parliament, and there are chaotic scenes there you can see in the Parliament. A massive scuffle which has erupted between the lawmakers.
The 10th anniversary of the former Chief Minister of Tamil Nadu, J. Jayalalitha. VK Shashikala, along with her cadres, have gathered here to pay respects to the former Chief Minister of Tamil Nadu.
BJP's focus is now on 2024 Lok Sabha election, and before that, a two-day strategy meet is underway here in National Capital at BJP headquarters.
That in itself, this connect underscore the popularity of Narendra Modi with his people.
Amit Shah's huge supporters and cadres can clearly be seen. Chants of Bharat Mata Ki Jai and Jai Shri Ram could clearly be heard.
We are in Jammu, the Resident Commissioner Office, where the Kashmiri Pandits are staging protests against the threats that have been issued by the terror group, the Resistance Front. We are in Jammu, the Resident Commissioner Office, where the Kashmiri Pandits are staging protest, and this protest is against the threats that have been issued by the terror group, the Resistance Front. The terror group has issued a list of 56 Kashmiri Pandit employees. This Kashmiri Pandit community has been on the target of the terror group for a long, and yesterday itself they have issued another threat to these Kashmiri Pandit employees.
Congress party claims that the Prime Minister and the Home Minister of the country walking after casting votes, they are comparing it to a roadshow.
The Samajwadi Party has complained, and they have said that a lot of voters are not being allowed to cast their ballots, not just on the Election Commission, also on the ruling BJP in the state.
Dramatic fight inside the Senegal Parliament.
Now, the northeast rift zone eruption of the Mauna Loa continues with little changes over the past 24 hours. One active fissure number 3, is feeding lava flow downslope. Fissure 1, 2 and 4 are no longer active. Let's take a look at the situation.
From the deep fracture in Mauna Loa's dark terrain, geyser-like fountains of lava were sprayed into the sky. The fissure number 3 cracks open on the northeastern slope of world's largest active volcano, feeding a searing flow of molten rock that cuts through the contours of Hawaii's Big Island. Plumes of volcanic gas, including sulfur dioxide, rises into the air, and the delicate strands of volcanic glass, called Pele's hair, floats downwind. The flow is inching closer to a major highway that serves as the shortest route between east and west sides of the Big Island. According to sources, as of Sunday night, the stream was crawling forward at about 40 feet per hour, which makes it hard to say if or when it will reach the road. Agency report, Republic TV.
You are watching Republic TV. On the other side, it is the second day of a key BJP meeting in the national capital as the BJP plans its roadmap for 2024. And top leaders across the country paid their tributes to Baba Saheb Ambedkar on his death anniversary.
मेरी नजरों से चुना, तेरी हरकतों से सुना। कभी जीती तू, कभी मैं हारा, फिर भी खूबसूरत है ये नजारा, क्योंकि इसमें है घुला
कुछ मेरा, कुछ तुम्हारा।
अमेजिंग स्पेसेस के लिए ग्रीन लैम लैमिनेट्स, कुछ मेरा कुछ तुम्हारा।
We are in Jammu, the Resident Commissioner Office, where the Kashmiri Pandits are staging protest, and this protest is against the threats that have been issued by the terror group, the Resistance Front. The terror group has issued a list of 56 Kashmiri Pandit employees. This Kashmiri Pandit community has been on the target of the terror group for a long, and yesterday itself they have issued another threat to these Kashmiri Pandit employees.
Congress party claims that the Prime Minister and the Home Minister of the country walking after casting vote, they are comparing it to a roadshow.
The Samajwadi Party has complained and they have said that a lot of voters are not being allowed to cast their ballots, not just on the Election Commission, also on the ruling BJP in the state.
Dramatic fight inside the Senegal Parliament, and there are chaotic scenes there you can see in the Parliament, a massive scuffle which has erupted between the lawmakers. The 10th anniversary of the former Chief Minister of Tamil Nadu, J. Jayalalitha. VK Shashikala, along with her cadres, have gathered here to pay respects to the former Chief Minister of Tamil Nadu.
BJP's focus is now on 2024 Lok Sabha election, and before that, a two-day strategy meet is underway here in National Capital at BJP headquarters.
That in itself, this connect underscore the popularity of Narendra Modi with his people.
Amit Shah's huge supporters and cadres can clearly be seen. Chants of Bharat Mata Ki Jai and Jai Shri Ram could clearly be heard.
We are in Jammu, the Resident Commissioner Office, where the Kashmiri Pandits are staging protests against the threats that have been issued by the terror group, the Resistance Front. We are in Jammu, the Resident Commissioner Office, where the Kashmiri Pandits are staging protest, and this protest is against the threats that have been issued by the terror group, the Resistance Front. The terror group has issued a list of 56 Kashmiri Pandit employees. This Kashmiri Pandit community has been on the target of the terror group for a long, and yesterday itself they have issued another threat to these Kashmiri Pandit employees.
Congress party claims that the Prime Minister and the Home Minister of the country walking after casting vote, they are comparing it to a roadshow.
The Samajwadi Party has complained and they have said that a lot of voters are not being allowed to cast their ballots, not just on the Election Commission, also on the ruling BJP in the state.
Dramatic fight inside the Senegal Parliament, and there are chaotic scenes there you can see in the Parliament, a massive scuffle which has erupted between the lawmakers.
Casualties are feared in Afghanistan, where a blast has been reported from the Balkh province. We are given to understand that the blast took place early this morning, and initial reports seem to suggest that the blast took place on a bus which belonged to the Herathan Oil employees. We are given to understand that this is in the northern Balkh province. We are told that there was an explosion on this bus that was ferrying employees, and some casualties are feared in this. Well, at the moment, of course, it is not immediately clear who's behind this blast, but several attacks have taken place in urban centers in recent months in Afghanistan. Some of them, of course, have been claimed by the Islamic State. So, news that we are just getting is that casualties have been reported when a blast hit a vehicle carrying employees of an oil company in northern Afghanistan. You are watching Republic TV, and still to come, Central Asian countries conclave begins in New Delhi. It's the third such anti-terror global security conference that's being held in India.
Congress party claims that the Prime Minister and the Home Minister of the country walking after casting vote, they are comparing it to a roadshow.
The Samajwadi Party has complained, and they have said that a lot of voters are not being allowed to cast their ballots, not just on the Election Commission, also on the ruling BJP in the state.
Dramatic fight inside the Senegal Parliament, and there are chaotic scenes there you can see in the Parliament. A massive scuffle which has erupted between the lawmakers.
The 10th anniversary of the former Chief Minister of Tamil Nadu, J. Jayalalitha. VK Shashikala, along with her cadres, have gathered here to pay respects to the former Chief Minister of Tamil Nadu.
BJP's focus is now on 2024 Lok Sabha election, and before that, a two-day strategy meet is underway here in National Capital at BJP headquarters.
That in itself, this connect underscore the popularity of Narendra Modi with his people.
Amit Shah's huge supporters and cadres can clearly be seen. Chants of Bharat Mata Ki Jai and Jai Shri Ram could clearly be heard.
We are in Jammu, the Resident Commissioner office, where the Kashmiri Pandits are staging protests against the threats that have been issued by the terror group, the Resistance Front. We are in Jammu, the Resident Commissioner office, where the Kashmiri Pandits are staging protest, and this protest is against the threats that have been issued by the terror group, the Resistance Front. The terror group has issued a list of 56 Kashmiri Pandit employees. This Kashmiri Pandit community has been on the target of the terror group for a long, and yesterday itself they have issued another threat to these Kashmiri Pandit employees.
Congress party claims that the Prime Minister and the Home Minister of the country walking after casting votes, they are comparing it to a roadshow.
The Samajwadi Party has complained, and they have said that a lot of voters are not being allowed to cast their ballots, not just on the Election Commission, also on the ruling BJP in the state.
Dramatic fight inside the Senegal Parliament, and there are chaotic scenes there you can see in the Parliament. A massive scuffle which has erupted between the lawmakers.
The 10th anniversary of the former Chief Minister of Tamil Nadu, J. Jayalalitha. VK Shashikala, along with her cadres, have gathered here to pay respects to the former Chief Minister of Tamil Nadu.
BJP's focus is now on 2024 Lok Sabha election, and before that, a two-day strategy meet is underway here in National Capital at BJP headquarters.
That in itself, this connect underscore the popularity of Narendra Modi with his people.
Amit Shah's huge supporters and cadres can clearly be seen. Chants of Bharat Mata Ki Jai and Jai Shri Ram could clearly be heard.
We are in Jammu, the Resident Commissioner office, where the Kashmiri Pandits.
Thanks for tuning in this morning. We're live and breaking. I'm Samiksha Srivastava. Let's get started with the top headlines. Politics begin over G20 theme. CPIM Secretary Sitaram Yechury questions the G20 theme. Tension simmers in UP's Mathura, heavy security deployment in the city. Central Asian countries conclave begins, third such anti-terror global security conference being held in the country. It's the second day of key BJP meet in the national capital as BJP plans roadmap for 2024. Top leaders across the country pay tribute to Bala Sahib Ambedkar on his death anniversary. Thanks for tuning in this Tuesday afternoon. Morning, we begin with breaking news coming in from the national capital. And news coming in on the strategy meet of the NDA, which will happen at 2 p.m. Today, of course, this ahead of the winter session of Parliament, which begins tomorrow. So a key meet that will happen this afternoon today, and this, of course, just a day before the winter session of the Parliament begins. We'll go across to Piyush as well, who's tracking the inside details as to what is going to be on the agenda of this key strategy meet, which will take place this afternoon ahead of the winter session. Piyush also joining us live from the national capital. Piyush, a big update coming in that the meet will happen at 2 p.m. Today. Take us through the issues that will be taken up in this meet.
Well, certainly that is the important meeting which will be chaired by the government, and in that particular meeting they are going to discuss as to how to run the parliament smoothly. And after that 2 p.m. meeting there will be an all-party meeting also later in the day which will take place where the representatives of all the political parties have been invited by the Lok Sabha Speaker, and that will basically be focused on to have a smooth functioning of the parliament. So from tomorrow the winter session of parliament is going to begin. That will continue till 29th of December. The government is planning to bring very important legislations, and before that government wants to ensure that a proper smooth functioning of a parliament takes place, and that is why a series of meetings have been kept by the government as well as Lok Sabha Speaker. Before that, before Lok Sabha Speaker's meeting, India meeting will also take place, and after that a strategizing meeting will also take place. Opposition political parties are also going to chair their own respective meeting where they will also talk out their strategy as to how to corner the government over different issues. So it generally happens every time a day before a parliament session convenes. So from tomorrow, December 7th, the parliament session is going to begin, winter session is going to begin, and before that series of meetings have been lined up. Today the most important one is going to be the all-party meeting which is going to be chaired by Lok Sabha Speaker Om Birla, where he will be requesting to all the political parties to support to let the parliament function smoothly. Samiksha.
Well, absolutely, Piyush, and we can expect showdown starting tomorrow as the winter session begins. If you can talk to us more about the bills that are all set to be introduced in the parliament as the session begins tomorrow.
Well, what we are now given to understand is that there are 11 to 15 important bills, or those are going to be tabled by the government, and the government is still mulling as to how to go with those bills, and there are some deliberations going on. That we are still waiting for an official confirmation. The important legislations, those are going to be tabled, but yes, the important bills will be tabled. The biggest one would be the corporate amendment bill also, which the government is looking forward to table. We have already seen the opposition coming out and opposing this bill. Few political parties have started opposing this bill, but there are a good number of bills those are going to be tabled, and this is a very short period of winter session which we are now seeing, which is beginning from 7th of December, will continue till 29th of December. Every time we have seen opposition political parties not letting the parliament to function. Yes. In the last few sessions we have seen the lockdown continues to take place in parliament, but the government continues to request to political parties, opposition political parties, to let the parliament function. This time we'll have to wait and watch how the functioning of parliament takes place. But before that, crucial meetings are lined up today. We'll have to wait and watch how the coordination takes place between the political parties and the government. Right now, as we are speaking, is still mulling and deliberating on various bills, which is also to table in this parliament session.
Absolutely, Piyush. Thank you for the moment. We'll keep coming back to you as you track that meet closely, which will happen at 2 p.m. today. But for now, moving on to more breaking news coming in. This one from Punjab, news coming in of the Akali Dal as well as the BJP training guns at the Maan government over the alleged, over the claim that's been made by the Punjab government over the detention of Goldy Brar in the US. News coming in that Goldy Brar has apparently has given an interview over phone to a YouTuber, which in fact raises questions as to whether the gangster has been detained in the US or not. We have a reaction coming in as well. We'll play that in just a bit. But remember, Bhagwant Mann has said that the mastermind of singer and Congress leader Sidhu Moosewala's murder, Goldy Brar, has been detained in the US. A claim which has now been questioned by the Akali Dal as well as the BJP. Now, also according to reports, he claimed that his group left the US and Canada long ago, and all reports about his arrest are fake. So this is what is coming to light. Meanwhile, there have been reports that the Punjab government has been working on bringing Brar to India. So questions now arising as to whether Goldy Brar has been detained in the US or not. reactions coming in as well. We'll play out those reactions in just a bit. But remember, Bhagwant Mann has made that big claim that Goldy Brar has been detained in the US, and that so the Akali Dal meanwhile has questioned the AAP government over gangster Goldy Brar, who the AAP government claims to have been detained in the US. In fact, news also coming in that Goldy Brar held a telephonic conversation with a YouTuber, that he's not been arrested, adding more fuel to the controversy. In this conversation that we'll also put out in just a bit with the YouTuber, Goldy Brar has said that he was never detained in the US. Now this even as the AAP has made tall claims of getting the gangster detained in the US. We have a reaction coming in from the BJP. Let's listen.
गोल्डी ब्रार जो कि एक आतंकी है, जिसका हाथ है सिद्धू मूसेवाला वर्ल्ड फेम जो थे उसको मरवाने में, इसको लेकर आम आदमी पार्टी ने बहुत बड़ा झूठ बोला। भगवंत मान पंजाब के मुख्यमंत्री झूठी स्टेटमेंट देते हैं चुनाव को देखते हुए वोटों की राजनीति के लिए कि गोल्डी ब्रार को अमेरिका में अरेस्ट कर लिया गया, जबकि आज सच्चाई सामने आई। गोल्डी ब्रार ने भी अपना वीडियो में बताया और आज ये देश के सामने सच है कि किस तरह आम आदमी पार्टी झूठों की और बेईमानों की पार्टी है। भगवंत मान पहले सिद्धू मूसेवाले की सिक्योरिटी विड्रॉ करके अपनी वाहवा लूटना चाहते थे और अब वोटों के लिए यह जानकारी देकर कि हमने गोल्डी ब्रार को अरेस्ट कर लिया, ये वाहवाही लूटना चाहते थे। केवल वाहवाही लूटने के लिए पंजाब को और देश को गुमराह कर रहे हैं और इसका नुकसान कर रहे हैं। पंजाब के मुख्यमंत्री भगवंत मान जी को देश के लोगों से माफी मांगनी चाहिए जो उन्होंने झूठ बोला और राजनीति के लिए, गंदी राजनीति के लिए झूठ बोला और यह कहा कि गोल्डी ब्रार अरेस्ट हुआ है जबकि वो खुलेआम घूम रहे हैं।
In fact, not just the BJP, the Akali Dal has also questioned the AAP government. In fact, a tweet that has been put out by Sukhbir Singh Badal, where he says, and I quote, "This aptly describes AAP's politics of practice, lies and deceit to befool the people." So the AAP being questioned there by the opposition. In fact, this after the Punjab Chief Minister Bhagwant Mann confirmed in a media address that Goldy Brar has been detained in the US. We have that soundbite of the Punjab Chief Minister. Let's listen.
गैंगस्टर, तो गैंगस्टर पैदा करने वाले कौन थे? गैंगस्टर पैदा हुए अकाली और भाजपा की गवर्नमेंट में, उनको पनाह दी, बढ़ावा मिला कांग्रेस की सरकार में, कैप्टन की सरकार में। अकाली और भाजपा की सरकार में जेल ब्रेक होती रही कि हाई सिक्योरिटी जेल ब्रेक हो गई, इतने कैदी भाग गए। और कांग्रेस की सरकार में शरेआम एक SHO अपनी बेटी की इज्जत बचाने बाजार में मार देगा और उसकी छाती पर, उसके सीने पर पांव रख के अपने आकाओं के नारे लगाएंगे कि फलां फलां जिंदाबाद। हमने आते ही गन कल्चर पर, गैंगस्टर कल्चर पर रोक लगाना शुरू किया। बहुत से गैंगस्टर पकड़े गए और अभी आज सुबह की न्यूज़ है जो कि कंफर्म न्यूज़ है, मैं बीइंग ए हेड ऑफ स्टेट ये बता रहा हूँ कि जो कनाडा में एक बहुत बड़ा गैंगस्टर बैठा था जो सब गैर सामाजिक कार्रवाइयाँ करवा रहा था, पैसे भेज रहा था या कुछ भी, गोल्डी ब्रार, उसको अमेरिका में डिटेन कर लिया गया है। हम पंजाब की सोशल बॉन्डिंग को टूटने नहीं देंगे। पंजाब की सोशल बॉन्डिंग इतनी मजबूत है, इसको तोड़ने की बहुत बार कोशिश की गई है दुश्मनों द्वारा, नहीं टूटेगी। हम पंजाब में अमन शांति।
As you just heard Punjab Chief Minister there making that tall claim that Goldy Brar has been detained in the US, a claim that has been questioned by the opposition. We have a reaction coming in from Bikram Singh Majitiya as well of the Akali Dal. Let's listen in.
ਬੱਗਾ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਦਿੱਲੀ ਤੋਂ ਤਾਂ ਲਿਆਇਆ ਨਹੀਂ ਗਿਆ ਪੰਜਾਬ ਤੱਕ, ਲੋਕ ਇਹ ਸਵਾਲ ਸੋਸ਼ਲ ਮੀਡੀਆ ਤੇ ਕਰ ਰਹੇ ਆ ਕਿ ਗੋਲਡੀ ਬਰਾੜ ਦੀ ਗੱਲ ਵੀ ਕਿਤੇ ਉਹੋ ਜੀ ਗੱਲ ਨਾ ਹੋ ਜੇ। ਤੁਸੀਂ ਜਦ ਬੱਗੇ ਨੂੰ ਨਹੀਂ ਲਿਆ ਸਕੇ, ਗੋਲਡੀ ਬਰਾੜ ਅਮਰੀਕਾ ਤੋਂ ਕਿੱਥੋਂ ਲਿਆਉਣਾ? ਲਿਆਓ, ਉਹਦਾ ਸਵਾਗਤ ਹੈ, ਬਹੁਤ ਵੱਡੀ ਤੁਹਾਡੀ ਮੈਂ ਸਮਝਾਂਗਾ ਪ੍ਰਾਪਤੀ ਹੈ, ਮਗਰ ਝੂਠ ਬੋਲਣਾ ਬੰਦ ਕਰੋ। ਤੁਹਾਡੀ ਗੱਲਾਂ ਤਾਂ ਅਨੇਕਾਂ ਹੀ ਝੂਠੀਆਂ ਪਾਈਆਂ ਗਈਆਂ ਨੇ। ਕੱਟਰ ਇਮਾਨਦਾਰ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਆਪਦੇ ਆਪ ਨੂੰ ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਹੋ, ਲੋਕ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਕੱਟਰ ਬੇਈਮਾਨ ਨਾਲ ਜ਼ਿਕਰ ਕਰਦੇ ਆ ਕਿ ਨਹੀਂ, ਔਰ ਕੱਟਰ ਝੂਠੇ ਵੀ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਕਹਾਉਣ ਲੱਗ ਪਾਓਗੇ ਜੇ ਸਪੀਡ ਨਾਲ ਚੱਲਦੇ। ਇਸ ਲਈ ਮੈਂ ਹੱਥ ਜੋੜ ਕੇ ਇਹ ਫੇਰ ਬੇਨਤੀ ਕਰਦਾ ਕਿ ਜਾਂ ਤਾਂ ਉਹ ਫੋਟੋ ਵੀਡੀਓ ਜਾਂ ਪਰਚਾ ਜਨਤਕ ਕਰ ਦਿਓ ਜਿੱਥੇ ਉਹਦੀ ਅਰੈਸਟ ਹੋ ਗਈ ਹੈ, ਨਹੀਂ ਤਾਂ ਇਹ ਝੂਠ ਇਲੈਕਸ਼ਨ ਲਈ ਬੋਲਿਆ। ਇਹ ਬੜੇ ਅਫਸੋਸ ਦੀ ਗੱਲ ਹੈ। ਵੈਸੇ ਤਾਂ ਕਿਹਾ ਜਾਂਦਾ ਗੁਜਰਾਤ ਤੇ ਡਰਾਈ ਸਟੇਟ ਹੈ, ਮਗਰ ਪਤਾ ਨਹੀਂ ਉੱਥੇ ਕੀ ਖਾਦਾ ਪੀਤਾ ਗਿਆ। ਫੇਰ ਜਿਵੇਂ ਜਰਮਨੀ ਦੇ ਫੇਰੇ 'ਚ ਖਾਦਾ ਪੀਤਾ ਗਿਆ ਸੀ, BMW ਦੀ ਗੱਲ ਕਰਤੀ, ਨਾ BMW ਆਈ ਅੱਜ ਤੱਕ। ਇਹ ਨਾ ਹੋਵੇ ਹੁਣ ਕਹਿ ਦਿਓ ਕਿਤੇ BMW 'ਚ ਬਹਿ ਕੇ ਗੋਲਡੀ ਬਰਾੜ ਨੇ ਆਉਣਾ। ਇਸ ਲਈ ਤੁਹਾਡੇ ਮੂੰਹ ਤੋਂ ਕੁਝ ਵੀ ਸੰਭਵ ਹੈ, ਕੀ ਸੱਚ ਹੈ ਕੀ ਝੂਠ ਹੈ। ਪੰਜਾਬ ਦੇ ਲੋਕੀ ਸੱਚ ਜਾਣਨਾ ਚਾਹੁੰਦੇ ਆ, ਕਿਉਂਕਿ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਆਪ ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਹੋ ਬੀਇੰਗ ਹੈਡ ਆਫ ਦ ਸਟੇਟ ਕੋਲ ਇਹ ਇਜਾਜ਼ਤ ਨਹੀਂ ਕਿ ਉਹ ਝੂਠ ਬੋਲੇ, ਲੋਕਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਧੋਖਾ ਦੇਵੇ ਔਰ ਝੂਠ ਦੇ ਉੱਤੇ ਰਾਜਨੀਤੀ ਕਰੇ।
And Amandeep, they're tracking the story closely. Amandeep, you just heard all those sound bites from Bikram Singh Majidiyah to even the BJP questioning the Punjab government. The question here being that does the AAP government really have that proof to corroborate that claim that Goldy Brar has been detained in the US? And why would they peddle, if it is a lie, why would they peddle such lies to maybe to garner votes, if at all, in Gujarat?
Well, Samiksha, this is the biggest question. Just because at one time Punjab Chief Minister Bhagwant Mann held a press conference in Gujarat during the elections claiming that Goldy Brar has been detained, and in fact he also repeated this with a lot of conviction that yes, I being the head of the state take the responsibility of my statement that yes, Goldy Brar has confirmedly detained in US. But when Chief Minister Bhagwant Mann returned to Chandigarh after Gujarat elections, again the same question repeated to Bhagwant Mann during a literature fest in Chandigarh. And in fact, at there, Bhagwant Mann remained silent. He did not utter a single word regarding the arrest of Goldy Brar. Then this entire political controversy sparks. Opposition Shromani Akali Dal Bikram Singh Majidiyah with a lot of conviction saying that Goldy Brar has not been detained. And even later on, yesterday, the phono of Goldy Brar came with a YouTuber where he himself claiming that he has not been arrested. And he is not in US, neither in Canada. He has left the countries long back. And in fact, it's not possible to get him arrested. This is the Goldy Brar claim to a YouTuber. And in fact, after that, Aam Aadmi Party is trying to defend their own Chief Minister by saying that Chief Minister is saying with a lot of responsibility, but nobody is believing. And in fact, all the opposition is supporting gangster Goldy Brar. But what is the truth? Samiksha, the point is that this is between two countries, US and India. In fact, if Goldy Brar has been detained in US, so obviously the Union Ministry would be the first one to know about the detention of Goldy Brar just because the red corner notice has been issued against him by the Union Ministry. Ministry of External Affairs, Ministry of Home Affairs. These are the front one who got to know at the first if in case he has been detained in any country. Just because Samiksha in Sidhu Moosewala case, when in Kenya, Sachin and Anmol both has been detained in Kenya and Azerbaijan. And in fact, that confirmation was received by the Punjab police through the Union Ministry. And in fact, the extradition is also being contested by the Punjab government through the Union Ministry. So
that also brings us to the big question here. Have you been able to verify the veracity of this audio tape that has emerged of this alleged conversation between Goldy Brar and the YouTuber?
Well, exactly. It seems to be like that he's the Goldy Brar the way he was revealing the details. And in fact, he was claiming the responsibility of the Seeker murder case, the gangster Raju Thate who was killed in the Seeker, and Goldy Brar is the one who was also taking the responsibility of that. And in fact, we have listened to Goldy Brar since years. The audio is somewhere down the line matching with the Goldy Brar. It indicates that if the Goldy Brar is coming out on the phono claiming that he has not been arrested, and even if the government is double sure about this, why they are not coming out with the proof? If the Goldy Brar is coming out with his own voice through the phono, why Aam Aadmi Party not coming out? Why Punjab government not coming out? Why Bhagwant Mann, Chief Minister of Punjab, not coming out with any kind of document or any kind of source or any kind of photograph that he has been detained in the US? Obviously, if he has been detained and in fact the Punjab government has received any kind of communication, there must be some kind of evidence with them. Punjab DGP remains silent on this. Neither intelligence agencies are speaking on this. And in fact, they are not communicating with the Ministry of External Affairs. They have not sent any kind of note to the Union Home Ministry regarding the same. Then why this silence has been maintained from the side of Punjab government? If Goldy Brar is coming out, with his own voice and phono claiming that he's the Goldy Brar and he has not been detained in US, that there should be a counter from the side of the Punjab government to prove that he's a false person. But nothing has been happening. All happened is that Aam Aadmi Party spokesperson Malvinder Khan came out and trying to defend his chief minister on the political lines. But what about the logical and the factual conclusion on this entire episode? Either that Bhagwant Mann has given the statement just to prove his party that maintaining a law and order situation in Punjab to gain some vote bank politics in Gujarat. Just because of that, he has given this statement with a lot of conviction, saying that I am the head of the state and I am taking the responsibility that he has been detained in US. And in fact, all of a sudden, after that, why he turned down, why he's not coming up with the evidence, why he's not revealing the process that when Goldy Brar will be bring back to the Punjab, and in fact, what is the process of the extradition that Punjab government is following? Why he's not revealing all kind of details? Why he remained mum? All of a sudden, when the news came out in the morning on Friday, Bhagwant Mann held a press conference without wasting a time.
Yes, Amandeep, and we'll wait for that audio tape also, which you will send us of that conversation between Goldy Brar as well as a YouTuber in which Goldy Brar, of course, can be heard. This, of course, after Punjab Chief Minister made that tall claim that Goldy Brar has been detained in the US. And moving on to more news then, the Kashmiri Pandits, we understand, are staging a protest in JNK. This, of course, after the Lashkar released that threat with the names of the Kashmiri Pandits as well as the addresses mentioned, which, of course, raises a lot of concerns when we talk about the security of the Kashmiri Pandits in JNK, which is precisely why they are staging a protest in Jammu. We'll go across to Gursimran as well for more on that, but there you have those protests taking place by the Kashmiri Pandits. Gursimran reporting live. Gursimran, once again, if you can take us to the key demands of the Kashmiri Pandits, one, of course, being the safety concerns after that Lashkar threat that was issued.
Right now we are in Jammu where the Kashmiri Pandit community is staging protests, and this is the day 209th of their protest. For the past 209 days they have been staging protest, and what they say that apne desh mein dandit hain, hum Kashmiri Pandit hain. This is the message they want to convey to the government, that we are only being punished in the Kashmir Valley because we are the patriotic and the nationalist voices, and don't rehabilitate us in Kashmir on the cost of our blood, widowing our wives and offering our child. They have been continuously demanding that they be transferred out of the Kashmir Valley. It seems that it's been 209 days. The administration is not paying heed, and regular threats being issued to the Kashmiri Pandit community.
It's very unfortunate on the part of LG administration and on the part of Government of India that for the past 209 days, these Kashmiri Pandit employees, along with these reserve category Dogra employees, comprising of almost 10,000 employees, they are out on the roads. They are asking for the safety of their lives. They are asking for relocation to Jammu until the security scenario improves in the valley. But instead of bringing in confidence into these employees, the administration is stopping salaries of these employees, issuing explanation notices, absent notices. On the other hand, these terrorist organizations, they are putting out these lists, threatening these employees that if they join here, if they come to duty, they will kill them.
Today a letter has been written to the school authorities by your colleagues that they won't be able to attend school, those who have gone back amid the new threat, the new list of 57 employees that has been released by terror group.
See, many of these employees, they were forced to join, and a small chunk of these employees had returned to Srinagar to join, and when this threat letter came, they approached the concerned CEO, Chief Education Officer, that in the light of this threat letter, we cannot join the duties. So the government is forcing these employees to join, and despite knowing that there is serious threat to their lives. So government must think.
How do you see this kind, you people on roads for almost 209 days, but no one came to you to have talks so that any solution can be reached upon?
Actually, it's very unfortunate that how the government is behaving in such a critical situation. Ignoring the situation is not the solution. The government is trying to suppress the voices of the employees who are on the roads from last 208 days, just ignoring, just scrubbing their voice by blackmailing them on the name of salaries, by blackmailing them by issuing different sort of orders, is not going to tackle the situation. See the scenario how jihadi groups are issuing threat letters to the employees by their name and the location where they have to work. In such a scenario, it's really impossible for an employee to survive, to live in the mental peace, dignity, and the way the government is dealing, ignoring the situation, working on it, working on the solution, it's really unfortunate.
You are saying that you are victim to pen culture as well as gun culture. Another letters followed by the threats from the terror groups.
So actually we PM package Kashmiri migrant employees are between devil and deep sea. On one side, the government is pressurizing us with the salary, with stoppage of salaries, with these show cause notices and all these biometric attendance, this cruelty. While on the other side, this TRF had came up with the new list of employees where they have came up with all their credentials, where they stay, where they are working, what their names are, and all other their credentials. Where administration should have come forward and should have filled the gap between them and us. They have, on the contrary, they have widened the gap between both of us. I think the government should come forward to us and should help us. They should listen to our demand, which is a very genuine demand of relocation, time being till the situation in the valley gets normal.
So they are saying that the government should come to them, should at least listen to their demands, as their demands are genuine, and what they want is one solution, and one demand they are putting forth is that they be relocated out of the Kashmir Valley. See, they gather here in hundreds of numbers daily staging the protest, but they are saying that the administration is not paying heed to their demands. They are being threatened on the behalf, being the stoppage of the salary, the notices being served to them, so that they can resume their work, but they won't, as they don't want them or their near and dears to be cannon fodder for the terror groups.
Yes, Gursimran, stay with us. If you can talk to some of those Kashmiri Pandits as well and take a word from them as to what their key demands is and how do they want their concerns to be assuaged by the administration.
Yes, Samiksha, we'll try to speak to some more Kashmiri Pandits here so that we can have an idea from them what actually they feel now, because it's been over 200 days. Over 200 days you are on the roads. Now the series of threats being issued, some of your colleagues have denied going to the office.
Sir, we started this protest knowing the fact our lives are in danger in Kashmir, and we are on protest since 209 days now, asking for single one thing: save our lives. And this particular we have been ignored since 208 days, and being a nationalist force, we feel very pity that we are not being considered right till now.
Okay, we'll try to speak to some more Kashmiri Pandits. Sir, what do you feel is the solution now? Because for past 200 days, the administration has been silent on the issue. There have been number of such incidents that have unfolded also.
So the only solution we are pleading for since for last 208 days is to relocate us to Jammu, to our nodal officer relief and rehabilitation office in Jammu, till the scariest scenario in Kashmir gets strengthened. That's the only solution, to relocate us as soon as possible. We think there are the apprehensions of a massacre in Kashmir, as the list have been
So the Kashmiri Pandits are in fear that one more massacre may happen, as the terror groups have got access to the list that where the Kashmiri Pandits are posted and where they will be transferred out.
One demand, one solution.
All right, Gursimran, thank you for the moment. We'll keep coming back to you. So the Kashmiri Pandits staging a protest demanding security in the backdrop of that threat that was issued by the Lashkar terror group. And a roundup of news in brief, as the entire nation pays homage to the architect of the Indian Constitution, Dr. Baba Sahib Ambedkar. Prime Minister Modi too paid floral tributes to Ambedkar on his death anniversary. Security, meanwhile, has been beefed up in Mathura in UP following the Akhil Bharat Hindu Mahasabha's call for reciting Hindu Hanuman Chalisa inside the masjid, with the district police chief asserting that no new tradition or ritual would be allowed. The Supreme Court will hear the petition challenging constitutional validity of the Citizenship Amendment Act. In the last hearing, the central government had filed a reply. SFI leader has admitted in hospital after being attacked by students in Wayanad in Kerala. 4 persons were arrested for allegedly grievously injuring Aparna Gauri, the district joint secretary of the SFI in Wayanad, in violence that ensued after the union election at a government polytechnic college. Onkar Batra, 12th standard student at BSF Senior Secondary School, Jammu, has added another feather to his cap as he's become India's first open source satellite in Quob. He's developed a first open source satellite that will be launched this month with the help of Indian Space Agency ISRO. Meanwhile, national security advisors from Central Asian countries met with their Indian counterpart Ajit Doval today to discuss Afghanistan and counter-terror as well as connectivity. The meeting is a follow-up to the extensive Indian engagement with landlocked Central Asia to fashion a seaward connectivity route bypassing Pakistan as well as to stabilize Afghanistan. In wake of heavy rainfall alert, 6 teams of the National Disaster Response Force has been deployed in various parts of Tamil Nadu. The teams will be deployed in several districts of Tamil Nadu. CPIM General Secretary Sitaram Yechury has questioned the credibility of the One Earth, One Family theme of India's G20 presidency, claiming the alarming levels of communal polarization destroying the foundation of the declaration announced. Alarming levels of communal polarization. After recent threats from terror groups, Kashmiri Pandit employees in Kashmir schools have written to the authorities. Kashmiri Pandits say that they cannot attend schools due to fear from terror threat. Days after Punjab Chief Minister Bhagwant Mann claimed that the mastermind in Moosewala murder case, Goldy Brar, has been detained by the US. In the US, BJP and the Akali Dal have raised doubts about the credibility of the Punjab government. A very short break. Lots coming up on the other side. Central Asian countries conclave begins. Third such anti-terror global security conference being held in India. It's the second day of key BJP meet in the national capital as BJP plans roadmap for 2024.
मेरी नजरों से चुना, तेरी हरकतों से सुना। कभी जीती तू, कभी मैं हारा, फिर भी खूबसूरत है ये नजारा, क्योंकि इसमें है खुला
कुछ मेरा, कुछ तुम्हारा।
अमेजिंग स्पेसेस के लिए ग्रीन लैम लैमिनेट्स, कुछ मेरा, कुछ तुम्हारा।
The 10th anniversary of the former Chief Minister of Tamil Nadu, J. Jayalalitha. VK Shashikala, along with her cadres, have gathered here to pay respects to the former Chief Minister of Tamil Nadu.
BJP's focus is now on 2024 Lok Sabha election, and before that, a 2-day strategy meet is underway here in the national capital at BJP headquarters.
That in itself, this connect underscore the popularity of Narendra Modi with his people.
Amit Shah's huge supporters and cadres can clearly be seen. Chants of Bharat Mata Ki Jai and Jai Shri Ram could clearly be heard.
We are in Jammu, the Resident Commissioner Office, where the Kashmiri Pandits are staging protests against the threats that have been issued by the terror group, the Resistance Front. We are in Jammu, the Resident Commissioner Office, where the Kashmiri Pandits are staging protests, and this protest is against the threats that have been issued by the terror group, the Resistance Front. The terror group has issued a list of 56 Kashmiri Pandit employees. This Kashmiri Pandit community has been on the target of the terror group for a long, and yesterday itself they have issued another threat to these Kashmiri Pandit employees.
Congress party claims that the Prime Minister and the Home Minister of the country walking after casting vote, they are comparing it to a roadshow.
The Samajwadi Party has complained and they have said that a lot of voters are not being allowed to cast their ballots, not just on the Election Commission, also on the ruling BJP in the state.
dramatic fight inside the Senegal Parliament, and there are chaotic scenes there you can see in the Parliament, a massive scuffle which has erupted between the lawmakers.
The 10th anniversary of the former Chief Minister of Tamil Nadu, J. Jayalalitha. VK Shashikala, along with her cadres, have gathered here to pay respects to
Politics begins over the G20 theme. The CPIM Secretary General Sitaram Yechury questions the G20 theme. Tension simmers in Uttar Pradesh's Mathura, heavy security deployment in the city. Central Asian countries conclave begins, third such anti-terror global security conference now being held in India. It's the second day of a key BJP meeting in the national capital as the BJP strategizes for 2024. Top leaders across the country pay their tributes to Baba Saheb Ambedkar on his death anniversary. Good morning and thank you very much for staying with us on Republic TV. This is live and breaking. I'm Nupur Talwar Suri. Now, a Delhi court on Monday framed charges against the former Aam Aadmi Party councillor Tahir Hussain, Liaquat Ali and others for their involvement in anti-Hindu riots of Delhi in 2020. The court said that it was clear that the objective was to harm Hindus in every manner possible while framing charges against the accused involving the former councillor Tahir Hussain in the riots of 2020. So that is what the court has said. So Delhi court framing charges against the former Aam Aadmi Party councillor Tahir Hussain as well as Liaquat Ali and others for their involvement in these riots that took place in Delhi in 2020. Now the court has said that it is very clear that there was they had an objective of harming Hindus in every manner that was possible while framing charges against the accused involving the former councillor Tahir Hussain in those riots. So this is news that's just coming in. Let's listen into reactions that we are getting to this. All right. So what we are given to understand is that a court in Delhi has framed charges against the former Aam Aadmi Party councillor Tahir Hussain as well as the Liaquat Ali. Now, this is over their involvement in riots that we saw in Delhi in 2020. The court has said that it's extremely clear that their objective was to harm Hindus in every possible manner. Now, this remark was made by the court while framing charges against the accused, including the former councillor of the Aam Aadmi Party, Tahir Hussain. Samiksha has more details on this. She joins us from the Mumbai newsroom. Samiksha, can you tell us more, please?
Well, absolutely, Nupur. So we've accessed the order copy which clearly states how Tahir Hussain, the former councillor, conspired and was really pretty much involved in this riots of 2020. Reading out the operative part of this order, the copy that we've accessed, which states that a building adjacent to the house of Tahir Hussain, which was being used as for parking of vehicles, was also damaged by the rioters. In fact, it clearly mentions that the house was used as a base for keeping all those from where the attacks were really carried out. The FIR was registered on basis of a complaint. In this complaint, it was alleged that Tahir Hussain, along with HC Vikram and Virender, was on duty in this particular area where he had parked his motorcycle and he is further alleged that at 2:15 p.m. a large mob gathered there and started pelting stones and arsoning. Consequently, he went to nearby parking to save himself, but the mob opened the shutters of the parking and thrashed all the persons inside. In fact, the operative part, I'll go through the most operative part in this order copy, which clearly mentions the role of Tahir Hussain. Now, during the investigation on inspection of house of accused Tahir Hussain, as well as Khajur Khas at this particular location, there was a lot of materials that were found, which includes a lot of debris, stones, bricks, broken bottles, some glass bottles with liquid, bullets and burnt articles, etc. were found there on the third floor and on the rooftop of the house of the accused Tahir Hussain. There were stones, bricks, glass stones containing petrol with necks stuffed with clothes and other materials, including catapults were found, which were taken into police possession. There was no CCTV footage covering the alleged incident. During further investigation, site plan without scale was prepared. So clearly this order copy states, the role of Tahir Hussain, which definitely cannot be denied. This order copy also mentioned that all accused indulged into targeting Hindus and that their such acts were apparently prejudicial to the harmony between the communities of Muslims and Hindus. They did disturb the public tranquility through the actions. So clearly there the investigation and the order copy clearly states that how all accused, including former AAP councillor Tahir Hussain, indulged in targeting Hindus. The order, of course, definitely reveals a sinister plot. There was a communal intent, and it has now definitely been proven that how there was a larger plot at play to target Hindu community.
Absolutely. Do stay with us. Samikshah, now the court said that all accused indulged in targeting Hindus and their acts were apparently prejudicial to the harmony between communities of Muslims and Hindus. They did disturb the public tranquility through their actions. In fact, let's listen in to reactions that we are getting to this order that's been signed by the Delhi court.
Today, the courts have yet again confirmed that the Delhi riots were not a sahyog, but a socha samjha vote bank ka udyog and prayog. And the mastermind was Aam Aadmi Party's councillor Tahir Hussain. And the clear-cut objective was to target Hindus. This is the same Tahir Hussain whom Kejriwal and Aam Aadmi Party defended. Amanatullah Khan said that he was being victimized because he was a Muslim. The Islamophobia card was played in order to project that the riots took place against one community and were orchestrated by the Hindu community. But today all these false narratives have been busted by the court's action of framing charges against Tahir Hussain and others who are being portrayed as martyrs and victims. Today those who are defending these rioters, the likes of Tahir Hussain, Umar Khalid and others, must come out and apologize. That entire lobby that was trying to give a spin and play a victimhood card must apologize. But more importantly, the Aam Aadmi Party must tell us that why were they defending the mastermind of the Delhi riots, Tahir Hussain, who was responsible for the brutal murder of Ankit Sharma and was also responsible for the kind of carnage and damage that we witnessed in Delhi. We have all seen the acid bombs, the petrol bombs and the other material for rioting that was kept on the terrace of Tahir Hussain. Yet he was defended by the Aam Aadmi Party. Today that defense completely crumbles and the real face of the Aam Aadmi Party is exposed.
All right, so that's what we are learning of this so far. We are given to understand that in the Delhi riots case, a Delhi court has allowed for the framing of charges against the former Aam Aadmi Party councillor Tahir Hussain and others in a case of stone pelting and rioting in 2020 Northeast Delhi. Samiksha has more details on this. Samiksha, we understand that we've been able to access the order copy and it does clearly mention that Tahir Hussain as well as others actually indulged in spoiling communal harmony.
Well, absolutely, Numur. The order copy clearly mentions how there was a sinister plot at play, and there was a communal plot there, that was being worked upon. This order copy has also attached the FIR that was filed in this case, mentioning the name of the accused and the clear role that was played, the role that was played by the accused. Talking about Liaquat Ali, who the FIR that says that he actively participated in communal riots and even threw stones, burning glass bottles towards other community. Now there is enough ample evidence that's been attached in this FIR stating that we've also accessed. The FIR mentions that there is enough evidence against accused Liaquat Ali, as there are footages of social media showing him at his rooftop at the time of the incident. In fact, another person here, Riyasat Ali, who's been mentioned in this FIR copy, which states that he actively participated in communal riots and looted persons, burnt movable and immovable properties. There have been statements that have been recorded of some people to that point to the role of Riyasat Ali, going on to mention that there is mobile location. There was a mobile location of Riyasat Ali that was traced near the scene of the crime. In fact, another accused there, Shah Alam, which the FIR states he actively participated in communal riots and even looted persons, burnt movable and immovable properties. So yes, enough footage also available which shows him at his rooftop at the time of incident. Mobile location again that was traced near the scene of crime. Mohammad Shahbad, which the FI states actively participated in communal riots and threw stones and burning glass. A statement, of course, having been recorded. So yes, a lot of people accused a name there, which includes Tahir Hussain, the former AAP councillor, clearly pointing to the fact that there was an active role that was played by all the accused in carrying out these riots which happened in Delhi in 2020. In fact, this order clearly mentions how there was an attempt to disrupt the communal harmony. The FIR also mentions the role of Tariq Muhammad Rizvi, who harbored accused Tahir Hussain, Jagar Khan, who harbored accused Tahir Hussain, then again one person who seemed to have given shelter to Tahir Hussain, Muhammad Elais, who harbored accused Tahir Hussain again, Khalid Saifi, which the FIR states that he arranged a meeting between Tahir Hussain, Umar Khalid at Shaheen Bagh in 2020, on the first in 2020, where they were planning about holding CA protests by blocking roads and even start rioting. So this FIR clearly lays bare the plot that was at play. In fact, the arguments, therefore, the written arguments of defence, which the copy states that Tara Narula, the counsel for the accused Tahir Hussain, submitted that prosecution has failed to supply any material evidence to suggest that, of course, the counsel of Tahir Hussain backing him, I'm saying that there is not enough evidence to corroborate the role of Tahir Hussain, but this order copy clearly mentions that there was definitely a bigger plot at play. Hussain was involved in pelting stones, using petrol bombs, as well as aiding and instigating the rioters. She further submitted that there were several persons inside Pradeep's parking lot at the time of incident. However, complaint in respect of the incident had been filed by Sangam Singh and not by the owner of or the caretaker or supervisor of the said parking lot.
Right, so we are also given to understand that the court in its order has said that the former AAP councillor, rather, Tahir Hussain, was an active rioter. That is essentially the observation of the court. Also, interesting over there, Samiksha, that the court believes that there was an umbrella conspiracy, rather than the particular conspiracy. In this particular case, it also refers to a larger umbrella conspiracy.
Well, yes, Nupur, while we are going through the finer details of this order copy, it clearly mentions that how Hussain, along with the other conspirators, were involved in pelting stones, using petrol bomb, as well as aiding and instigating the rioters. So we all know, we remember those memories still haunt us, clearly etched in our minds, how the aftermath of the riots that broke out in Delhi in 2020. How there were visuals that were, footage that was there that we accessed of the riots that were carried out from that rooftop of Tahir Hussain. In fact, this FIR also that's been attached to this order copy mentions the role of the accused along with Tahir Hussain, who carried out all of this. The accused having been involved in financial transactions by accused Tahir Hussain in the month of January 2020 for preparation of anti-CA protests and rioters. So he was involved in the anti-CA protests and riots, of course, in relation to which we also saw those Delhi riots. The other accused was in touch with Tahir Hussain as well as Umar Khalid. Umar Khalid, who's also been mentioned in this FIR, which states that the conspiracy and meeting of minds with Tahir Hussain and Umar Khalid did happen to organize the riots in Northeast District of Delhi.
Absolutely. So as Samiksha is pointing out, of course, we are given to understand that the court has allowed for the framing of charges against the ex-Aam Aadmi Party councillor Tahir Hussain as well as others. The court has in fact said that they believe that charges need to be framed against them in a case of stone pelting and rioting related to the 2020 Northeast Delhi riots case. Now, Samiksha has more details in terms of the order that has been accessed by Republic TV. Do remember that the FIR in this case was registered on the basis of a statement of Constable Sangram Singh, who said a riotous mob had pelted stones at Mehkarwal Nagar Road, besides setting ablaze several vehicles in a nearby parking lot in February of 2020. You are watching Republic TV. Still to come, Central Asian countries conclave begins. It's the third such anti-terror global security meet in Delhi. And it's the second day of a key BJP meeting in the national capital. The BJP is looking at 2024 strategy.
मेरी नजरों से चुना, तेरी हरकतों से सुना। कभी जीती तू, कभी मैं हारा, फिर भी खूबसूरत है ये नजारा, क्योंकि इसमें है घुला
कुछ मेरा, कुछ तुम्हारा।
अमेजिंग स्पेसेस के लिए ग्रीन लैम लैमिनेट्स, कुछ मेरा, कुछ तुम्हारा।
That in itself, this connect underscore the popularity of Narendra Modi with his people.
Amit Shah's huge supporters and cadres can clearly be seen. Chants of Bharat Mata Ki Jai and Jai Shri Ram could clearly be heard.
We are in Jammu, the Resident Commissioner Office, where the Kashmiri Pandits are staging protests against the threats that have been issued by the terror group, the Resistance Front. We are in Jammu, the Resident Commissioner Office, where the Kashmiri Pandits are staging protests, and this protest is against the threats that have been issued by the terror group, the Resistance Front. The terror group has issued a list of 56 Kashmiri Pandit employees. This Kashmiri Pandit community has been on the target of the terror group for a long, and yesterday itself they have issued another threat to these Kashmiri Pandit employees.
Congress party claims that the Prime Minister and the Home Minister of the country walking after casting vote, they are comparing it to a roadshow.
The Samajwadi Party has complained and they have said that a lot of voters are not being allowed to cast their ballots, not just on the Election Commission, also on the ruling BJP in the state.
Dramatic fight inside the Senegal Parliament, and there are chaotic scenes there you can see in the Parliament. A massive scuffle which has erupted between the lawmakers.
The 10th anniversary of the former Chief Minister of Tamil Nadu, J. Jayalalitha. VK Shashikala, along with her cadres, have gathered here to pay respects to the former Chief Minister of Tamil Nadu.
BJP's focus is now on 2024 Lok Sabha election, and before that, a two-day strategy meet is underway here in national capital at BJP headquarters.
That in itself, this connect underscore the popularity of Narendra Modi with his people.
Amit Shah's huge supporters and cadres can clearly be seen. Chants of Bharat Mata Ki Jai and Jai Shri Ram could clearly be heard.
We are in Jammu, the Resident Commissioner Office, where the Kashmiri Pandits are staging protests against the threats that have been issued by the terror group, the Resistance Front. We are in Jammu, the Resident Commissioner Office, where the Kashmiri Pandits are staging protests, and this protest is against the threats that have been issued by the terror group, the Resistance Front. The terror group has issued a list of 56 Kashmiri Pandit employees. This Kashmiri Pandit community has been on the target of the terror group for a long, and yesterday itself they have issued another threat to these Kashmiri Pandit employees.
Well, and what is being seen as a very important decision coming in from the Delhi High Court. The Delhi High Court has allowed for the termination of a 33-week-old fetus due to serious brain abnormalities found in the MRI of the fetus. Now, the Delhi High Court has held that the ultimate decision in pregnancy cases involving fetal abnormalities is of the mother, and also the possibility of a dignified life of the unborn child. So essentially, what the court has said, that a decision whether to terminate a pregnancy at an advanced stage of about 33 weeks lies with the mother, when the mother feels, when there is, of course, the possibility that there are serious abnormalities in the fetus. Now, we are given to understand that the court further said that in such cases, speediness coupled with qualitative reports is of utmost importance. In a sense, this of course, she was referring to the medical board. The justice said that the medical board in case of termination of pregnancy is of considerable importance for assistance of the court. Such opinions cannot be sketchy and fragmented. They ought to be comprehensive in nature. So the court of course allowing for the woman to go ahead. Now do remember that this is a case where a 33-week fetus, the woman who was carrying this fetus wanted to abort the fetus because of abnormalities which were reported in certain scans that were carried out. Usually in India, 33 weeks pregnancies are not allowed to be terminated unless there is grave danger to the mother's life. We are given to understand that this is being seen as a landmark judgment. You are watching Republic TV. We slip into a very short break. On the other side, the Delhi Central Asian countries are meeting in New Delhi. Security and terror are on the top of the agenda. And it is day 2 of the BJP's key meeting in the national capital as the BJP draws its roadmap to 2024.
We are in Jammu, the Resident Commissioner Office, where the Kashmiri Pandits are staging protest, and this protest is against the threats that have been issued by the terror group, the Resistance Front. The terror group has issued a list of 56 Kashmiri Pandit employees. This Kashmiri Pandit community has been on the target of the terror group for a long, and yesterday itself they have issued another threat to these Kashmiri Pandit employees.
Congress party claims that the Prime Minister and the Home Minister of the country walking after casting vote, they are comparing it to a roadshow.
The Samajwadi Party has complained and they have said that a lot of voters are not being allowed to cast their ballots, not just on the Election Commission, also on the ruling BJP in the state.
Dramatic fight inside the Senegal Parliament, and there are chaotic scenes there you can see in the Parliament. A massive scuffle which has erupted between the lawmakers.
The 10th anniversary of the former Chief Minister of Tamil Nadu, LeT. VK Shashikala, along with her cadres, have gathered here to pay respects to the former Chief Minister of Tamil Nadu.
BJP's focus is now on 2024 Lok Sabha election, and before that, a 2-day strategy meet is underway here in National Capital at BJP headquarters.
That in itself, this connect underscore the popularity of Narendra Modi with his people.
Amit Shah's huge supporters and cadres can clearly be seen. Chants of Bharat Mata Ki Jai and Jai Shri Ram could clearly be heard.
We are in Jammu, the Resident Commissioner Office, where the Kashmiri Pandits are staging protests against the threats that have been issued by the terror group, the Resistance Front. We are in Jammu, the Resident Commissioner Office, where the Kashmiri Pandits are staging protest, and this protest is against the threats that have been issued by the terror group, the Resistance Front. The terror group has issued a list of 56 Kashmiri Pandit employees. This Kashmiri Pandit community has been on the target of the terror group for a long, and yesterday itself they have issued another.
As the entire nation paid homage to the architect of the Indian Constitution, Dr. Babasaheb Ambedkar, the Prime Minister too paid floral tributes. Security has been tightened in Mathura in Uttar Pradesh following the Akhil Bharat Hindu Mahasabha's call for reciting the Hanuman Chalisa inside the Shahi Masjid Eidgah on Tuesday, with the district police chief asserting that no new tradition or ritual will be allowed. The Supreme Court will hear a petition challenging the constitutional validity of the Citizenship Amendment Act. In the last hearing, the central government had filed a reply. The SFI leader admitted to hospital after being attacked by students in Wayanad in Kerala. 4 persons were arrested for allegedly grievously injuring Aparna Gauri, the district joint secretary of the SFI in Wayanad, in violence that ensued after the union election at the government polytechnic. Onkar Batra, a 12th standard student at the BSF Senior Secondary School in Jammu, has added another feather as India's first open source satellite InCube, developed by him, is going to be launched this month with the help of the Indian Space Research Organization in India. The cost of its launch is 20 to 80 lakhs, while in foreign countries this price grows into crores. He said that every satellite launched into space has a special mission. Now, national security advisors from Central Asian countries met with their Indian counterpart Ajit Doval today to discuss Afghanistan, counter-terrorism and connectivity. The meeting is a follow-up to the extensive Indian engagement with landlocked Central Asian countries to fashion a seaward connectivity route bypassing Pakistan, as well as to stabilize Afghanistan. In the wake of a heavy rainfall alert, 6 teams of the National Disaster Response Force have been deployed in various parts of Tamil Nadu. The teams will be deployed in Nagapattinam, Thanjavur, Thiruvarur, Kadalur and Chennai. The CPIM General Secretary Sitaram Yechury has questioned the credibility of the One Earth, One Family theme of India's G20 presidency, claiming alarming levels of communal polarization destroy the foundations of the declaration announced by the Prime Minister. After recent threats from terror groups, Kashmiri Pandit employees in Kashmiri schools have written to authorities saying that they cannot attend schools due to fear from terrorists.
Justice! We want justice! We want justice! We want justice! We want justice!
Days after the Punjab Chief Minister Bhagwant Mann claimed that the mastermind in the Punjabi singer Sidhu Moosewala's murder case, Goldy Brar, has been detained in the US, the BJP and Akali Dal have raised doubts about the credibility of this news. And still to come, politics begins over the G20 theme. The CPIM General Secretary Sitaram Yechury questions the G20 theme. And tension simmers in Uttar Pradesh's Mathura, heavy security deployment in the city.
Congress party claims that the Prime Minister and the Home Minister of the country walking after casting vote, they are comparing it to a roadshow.
The Samajwadi Party has complained, and they have said that a lot of voters are not being allowed to cast their ballots, not just on the Election Commission, also on the ruling BJP in the state.
Dramatic fight inside the Senegal Parliament, and there are chaotic scenes there you can see in the Parliament. A massive scuffle which has erupted between the lawmakers.
The death anniversary of the former Chief Minister of Tamil Nadu, J. Jayalalitha. VK Shashikala, along with her cadres, have gathered here to pay respects to the former Chief Minister of Tamil Nadu.
BJP's focus is now on 2024 Lok Sabha election, and before that, a 2-day strategy meet is underway here in National Capital at BJP headquarters.
That in itself, this connect underscore the popularity of Narendra Modi with his people.
Amit Shah's huge supporters and cadres can clearly be seen. Chants of Bharat Mata Ki Jai and Jai Shri Ram could clearly be heard.
We are in Jammu, the Resident Commissioner office, where the Kashmiri Pandits are staging protests against the threats that have been issued by the terror group, the Resistance Front. We are in Jammu, the Resident Commissioner office, where the Kashmiri Pandits are staging protests, and this protest is against the threats that have been issued by the terror group, the Resistance Front. The terror group has issued a list of 56 Kashmiri Pandit employees. This Kashmiri Pandit community has been on the target of the terror group for a long, and yesterday itself they have issued another threat to these Kashmiri Pandit employees.
Congress Party claims that the Prime Minister and the Home Minister of the country walking after casting vote, they are comparing it to a roadshow.
The Samajwadi Party has complained and they have said that a lot of voters are not being allowed to cast their ballots, not just on the Election Commission, also on the ruling BJP in the state.
Dramatic fight inside the Senegal Parliament, and there are chaotic scenes there you can see in the Parliament. A massive scuffle which has erupted between the lawmakers.
The death anniversary of the former Chief Minister of Tamil Nadu, J. Jayalalitha. VK Shashikala, along with her cadres, have gathered here to pay respects to the former Chief Minister of Tamil Nadu.
BJP's focus is now on 2024 Lok Sabha election, and before that, a two-day strategy meet is underway here in National Capital at BJP headquarters.
The death anniversary of the former Chief Minister of Tamil Nadu, J. Jayalalitha. VK Shashikala, along with her cadres, have gathered here to pay respects to the former Chief Minister of Tamil Nadu.
BJP's focus is now on 2024 Lok Sabha election, and before that, a two-day strategy meet is underway here in National Capital at BJP headquarters.
Politics begins over the G20 theme. The CPIM General Secretary Sitaram Yechuri questions the G20 theme. Big revolution in the Delhi riots. The court order says all accused cases must be filed against all accused. Tension simmers in Uttar Pradesh's Mathura, heavy security deployment in the city. Central Asian countries conclave begins. It is the third such anti-terror security conference that's being held in India. It is the second day of the BJP conclave in the national capital. The roadmap for 2024 is being discussed. Good afternoon. You're watching Live and Breaking on Republic TV. I'm Nupur Talwar Suri. We begin with news that's just coming in. A Delhi court on Monday framed charges against the former Aam Aadmi Party councillor Tahir Hussain, Liaquat Ali and others for their involvement in the riots of 2020. Now, the court has said that there was a clear-cut objective to harm Hindus in every possible manner while framing charges against the accused. Now, this, remember, involved the former councillor Tahir Hussain. These are riots that were reported in the northeast Delhi part where there was an FIR that was also filed. The FIR, do remember, was filed on the statement of Constable Sangram Singh, who said that a riotous mob had pelted stones in the area besides setting ablaze several vehicles in a nearby parking lot in February of 2020. Now, Delhi court, of course, has allowed for the framing of charges against the former Aam Aadmi Party councillor Tahir Hussain and others in the case of stone pelting and rioting that related to the 2020 Northeast Delhi riots. The judge said that due to stone pelting on the police team by a mob on the street outside the house of Tahir Hussain, the officers had to take steps in order to save their own lives. The court also, in its order, said that all accused indulged in targeting Hindus and their such acts were apparently prejudicial to the harmony between communities of Hindus and Muslims. They did disturb the public tranquility through their actions. So the court has now asked for the framing of charges. The FIR in this case, as we were earlier pointing out, of course, was registered on the basis of a statement of Constable Sangram Singh, who said a riotous mob had pelted stones in the area and set ablaze several vehicles. The court also noted that the allegations need to be probed further, so the court did allow for the framing of charges. All right, so a Delhi court has now allowed for framing of charges against the former Aam Aadmi Party councillor Tahir Hussain, Liaquat Ali and others for their involvement in the anti-Hindu riots in Delhi in 2020. The court has observed that there was a clear-cut objective to harm the communal harmony in that area, and thereafter the court has asked for the framing of charges in this particular case. So the framing of charges will now take place against the ex-Aam Aadmi Party councillor Tahir Hussain and others in a case of stone pelting linked to the riots in northeast Delhi in 2020.
There is no Hindu, no Muslim. They are criminals. Why do you say that he is a Muslim and he is a Hindu? For last 8 years it is happening in this country that Hindus have done this, Muslims have done this. They are criminals. Law should take its own course. They should be punished, whoever one is. But unfortunately, this government, Bharatiya Janata Party government, they are responsible for everything, whatever had happened here in Delhi. Police.
But sir, it is the court today telling that it was the AAP leader Tahir Hussain who was accused in this riot, who also targeted the cops, and he has charged, the court has actually charged all the accused of targeting the Hindus.
What I say that his name may be a Muslim name, but if he has done anything, he is a criminal and he should be punished. Whether one is Muslim or one is Hindu. And you remember, one, I don't know the name exactly, one Mr. Mishra, he was involved in this communal riot, and one judge of the High Court has asked that FIR should be lodged against him. No FIR was lodged. Earlier he was MLA from Aam Party, he has joined BJP. High Court judge was transferred, Delhi High Court judge, and that person, he was given security, Y category or Z category security was given to him. It is the attitude and it is the character of Bharatiya Janata Party government.
I think Rhythm also joins us right now on the broadcast. Rhythm, we have been able to access the copy of the order of the Delhi court. Can you give us more details in terms of what it essentially talks about?
Nupur, this is an order that is framing charges against Tahir Hussain by the court. A few days ago, the court had allowed the framing of charges. Today, the official order has come. A Delhi court now allows framing of charges against AAP councillor Tahir Hussain and others in the 2020 Northeast Delhi riot. Additional Sessions Judge Pramachala had said due to stone pelting on the police team by a mob on the streets outside the house, the officers had to take steps to save their own lives. All accused indulged in targeting Hindus. They did disturb the public tranquility through their action. Once this has been noted now, he's going to continue facing charges as he's been called an active rioter, and the Delhi court has now framed charges on him. He will be facing trial. We will have to see how this goes. But the court has also said allegations made against them relate to an umbrella conspiracy rather than conspiracy to a case. And in this particular case, Khalid Saisi and others have been discharged. But for all the other accused, which includes Nupur Tahir Hussain, the court judge has said due to pelting of stones on police teams, police officials had to take steps to save their own life. And the most important words, all accused indulged in targeting Hindus, and their acts were apparently prejudicial to the harmony between Muslim and Hindu community.
Right, as you're pointing out, of course, the court has discharged the former JNU student Umar Khalid and Khalid Saisi in this particular case, but it did say that there is an umbrella conspiracy rather than a conspiracy in this peculiar incident. But we are given to understand, Rhythm, that in the order, the court also says that there is an attempt to disturb harmony between communities.
Absolutely. The Delhi court, while framing charges against Tahir, Liaquat Ali and others for their involvement in the riots, has very clearly said there is a clear-cut objective to harm Hindus in every manner possible while framing charges against them. In fact, the word they've used is the former councillor Tahir, Riyasat, Gulfam, Shah Alam, Rashid Sevi and others had the objective to harm Hindus in their body and property. Therefore, they've said the clear-cut objective was to harm Hindus, and the facts show a number of people assembled at Tahir's house. Some of them were equipped with firing weapons, petrol bombs were arranged, they accumulated the required material in the house, stones were stored in the house in sacks. All these things were used to target Hindus. Every member of the mob assembled there, particularly to achieve one object to target Hindus, and preparations were made. Tahir's house was used as the base, and along with the conduct of the other members of the mob, it shows they acted with prior meeting of mind, which shows there was a clear objective to harm Hindus.
All right, absolutely, Rhythm, as you're pointing out. So that's what the court has said in its order. We've also got reactions that are coming in. Let's play out one of those first. Shahzad Poonawala spoke about this a while ago.
Today, the courts have yet again confirmed that the Delhi riots were not a sahyog, but a socha samjha vote bank ka udyog and prayog. And the mastermind was Aam Aadmi Party's councillor, Tahir Hussain. And the clear-cut objective was to target Hindus. This is the same Tahir Hussain whom Kejriwal and Aam Aadmi Party defended. Amanatullah Khan said that he was being victimized because he was a Muslim. The Islamophobia card was played in order to project that the riots took place against one community and were orchestrated by the Hindu community. But today all these false narratives have been busted by the court's action of framing charges against Tahir Hussain and others who are being portrayed as martyrs and victims. Today, those who are defending these rioters, the likes of Tahir Hussain, Umar Khalid and others, must come out and apologize. That entire lobby that was trying to give a spin and play a victimhood card must apologize. But more importantly, the Aam Aadmi Party must tell us that why were they defending the mastermind of the Delhi riots, Tahir Hussain, who was responsible for the brutal murder of Ankit Sharma and was also responsible for the kind of carnage and damage that we witnessed in Delhi. We have all seen the acid bombs, the petrol bombs and the other material for rioting that was kept on the terrace of Tahir Hussain. Yet he was defended by the Aam Aadmi Party. Today that defense completely crumbles and the real face of the Aam Aadmi Party is exposed.
And we are now getting a reaction from the Congress party on this. So far, of course, the Aam Aadmi Party hasn't reacted, but here's what Rashid Alvi of the Congress has said.
There is no Hindu, no Muslim.